Hello and welcome, if this is working. I'm going to make sure that's muted. Just wanted to say Happy Canada Day to you all, honorary and real Canadians who are here with me for this live stream today. It's more TCGing. I hopefully made that clear in all the yelling on Twitter and in the title of this, so it's not taking anyone by surprise. I'm also going handheld just so you can see my lovely little setup I got here with Smashdown and promo Smashdown. I want to show off because when I put this into the actual tripod thing, it's slightly too high to actually see what I have set up there. But this is right where my hands are, so you know we got to make do. This is just my drink. Hello, Holly Vienne. Hello, Ryder Skullman. J Bobo 720. Needle Nose and Leap of Faith does sound like it does something. A Seed Miniatures Games. Hello. I also like miniatures games. I need to actually play them and stop planning to play them. Skybite, if you're in Montana, that is close enough for me. Jeffrey Leave It. Hello. J Like Clockwork. I got packs of this. Tabaz, thank you. My country's very happy to be older. Grimlockamus, let's hope so. I did pull 2 of the 4 rares I was missing at the sealed event where I also won. I pulled a Captain Starscream who was on my team, who I used to win, and then one of my 4 prize packs had Captain Ironhide in it, so hooray for me. You might be wondering, hey, are you going to get a lot of dupe characters? I am, but I like having lots of battle cards, and it's kind of like that's the price you pay. Lots of battle cards does mean it's stuff to trade. It's stuff to just give to people who want to play the game that don't want to buy packs, but they'd like a whole bunch of characters. It's how we do. Easem needs some advice. You're out of town, missed your launch event, and you can't decide if you should go to another event to get the promo cards or just buy them from TCG Player. If going to another event to get the promo cards is something that you can do easily, you might as well, meet other players, actually play the game, which is the most important thing. But if it's like you got to drive to another city to do it, then maybe it's worth just getting it off TCG Player or asking around, because your local stores should have gotten a whack of Smashdowns and the other promo cards, and they must have them kicking around. But if it's a place where you're going to go to more than once, you might as well go out to one of the games and see what you can do. Vienna has the final E enunciated. Oh, my apologies, Vienna. Seed, I hope you pulled some cool stuff. Nerds of the North, good evening and thank you for the congrats. Ryder Skullman, Cog is a large character card who works like the Battle Masters, but is a weaponizer, so he's a large character card. Ricey Hot, I'm not going to bed. You go to bed. You're up too late. Holy Vienna, it's just it's weird. Usually I try to pronounce every vowel as per my German heritage, except when I see them in a way that has an IE double consonant. For some reason that activates a French thing in my head, where I, for some reason, then parse that as the final E is silent. I'll deal with it, though. A load of hoopla. Oh, Grimlockamus, that sucks. It sucks when it's you're not the first one. I've talked about this before. When there's people I know who like this game, who want to play it, and are not near anywhere to play it, it's a shame. Joel Adler, congrats on the win. One of the guys playing at the event I won pulled a Magnus from the sealed packs, and it's kind of I hope that you're not going to ever be upset with anything that happens for the rest of the day. Captain Slim Sam, hello. Captain Slim Sam, hello. He's in the stores. Do you have them? Oh, okay. Well, here's what I'll say. The promos they have, they should be running events at least once a month. That's weird. Once a month, if not twice a month. So, I mean, the worst case, it's not I got to imagine it's not like they're going to just run out really fast. As far as I know, stores who got the prize promos got 20 to 30 copies of each or something. So, I think you'll be all right. And if you make it clear you're trying and you're missing events, I don't know, store owners can sort something out with you, I'm sure. Hoops, Harry T, we had 6. Captain Slim Slam, my day's okay. A little bit low-key. It's Canada Day. You might hear explosions outside. I have my air conditioning running as well, my new one that I installed in here. Hopefully it's not too loud, because I'm not turning it off. Yassine, congrats on winning your local sealed event. And yeah, Nerds of the North and Newmarket sounds like you haven't got it going either. Yeah, Magic and Pokemon, and the third one, Yu-Gi-Oh? Is it Yu-Gi-Oh or is it another one? Anyway, there's a trinity that are very hard to topple. But I know I do this a lot, so my apologies. But just in case anyone hasn't seen it, because I thought it was very helpful for me and in Toronto, Wreck and Rule have got a pair of videos up about how they have grown communities for smaller games. And I found those videos very helpful, even though I couldn't, like, grow a community myself. There's still things in those videos where you, as a member of a burgeoning gaming community, you can still implement some of that stuff to help things going. Okay, so no one's trying to scalp the promos online. That's good. Or, I mean, if they are, hopefully it's not working out. EB Games has got packs, I think. No, I haven't seen any packs there since they cleared out Wave 1. I never saw combiners there, and I haven't seen Siege there. In Toronto, luckily, we've got a number of stores who are interested. Skybite, I'm going for the super... character-wise, I'm going for all 4 super rares, Alpha Trion, and Captain Alita 1. And for battle cards, I'm kind of going for everything still. But before we start, I should get this moving. This is Smashdown and Smashdown. I'm the first person to ever do this. See Hoopla? It's pretty cool looking, huh? How these two look next to each other. I also want to do something that you're not going to see on a lot of channels, because I got it here still. This was the American, this is the American box that we opened up in the last stream. So we're going to have a little bit of comparison time. I'm going to show you the differences between the Canadian packaging and the American packaging. Now, like, right up front, you're going to see something, which is Canadian packaging has hella lot more text on it, and even like a split graphic thing here. So we didn't just take these graphics. Hang on a second. There we go. I am going to TFCon, because I live right next to it. It would be weird if I didn't. So the American graphics is one big block. Canadian graphics, there's actually a visible split in the graphic there for the +8 battle cards because of all the doubled up French language text. You can also see way more text down here, but generally that's like, okay, so you guys have text in a modified block. That's cool. Something I didn't expect when I was starting to look at the other sides of this packaging, though. We'll start back here. Canadian on top, as it should be. You can see our Optimus art's been shrunken down a little bit for the sheer amount of text that we've got on the Canadian booster box. That's all doubled up. And we also have Ask a Parent, rules in English only and not included in package. Whereas down here, Ask a Parent, rules not included in package is like 2 little lines. We've got all this big line up here to make room for all this stuff. And ours also says in English only several times, which is really important. We've got doubled up, printed in USA. Here's where it gets a little crazy. To make room for all the text, over here in America, you had Red Alert and Chromia. In Canada, screw Red Alert, we just got Chromia, because we need this double-widthed graphic up here. So Red Alert just doesn't... He got nixed off the Canadian booster box art assets. And then over here, in the theme of eliminating Lamborghinis, we still got Hound, but where's Sideswipe? We moved him to put in our bigger text block. Anyway, I thought that was fascinating when I looked at it, and I wanted to share it with all of you. And over here, also, we don't have a big centered thing down here. We just have, we have 2 things and a nice kerning type setup there. So there's your differences between that stuff. I'm just going to pull a booster wrapper out of the American box, because I still haven't thrown this in the recycling in the hopes of doing this very comparison. But I do have to cut the wrap on this one. Yeah. Indeed, Happy Canada Day, where the text remains plentiful. Thank you, Grim Lockamus. Thank you, thanks for the Happy Canada Days all around from all of y'all. I appreciate that. I built this country, and darn it, I'm glad people appreciate it. Now, I'll set this up since this is the one we're going to be opening packs from. All as I did before. But on our booster packs, I didn't do this for Rise of the Combiners because I forgot to, and I threw out all the American wrappers. But, like, look how much more crowded even the booster packs are over here, because they also have to fit in English only onto everything. So this stuff is loaded. We've got, like, you've got, you know, a decent amount of text up here. We got a lot of text on the top of our booster pack. It's a super busy looking booster pack. On the back, not too much different. We just got, you can see our text blurb thing crosses over onto the, whatever you call it, heat sealed flap. And we got a lot more text going on here than you got going on over here. So, for anyone who was wondering why all the Canadians were whining, and also why Canada's stuff was not even out at the same time in the first place until Siege 1, this is why. This is what we've been dealing with since the game's launch. And that's just the nature of product in Canada in this particular product type, as I understand it. They got to make whole new graphics things for this, so they can't just, you know, they can't just translate the text. They also have to redesign the graphics to fit all the doubled up text. So there's your little learning lesson for today. Have I bought any Siege figures? I have. I did a size comparison in the last stream of Siege Optimus with the Siege Optimus rare that I pulled. And actually, I just, a couple days ago, for God's sake, finally, for not a marked up diamond distributing price, I picked up Starscream, Straskram, and Sumdwov. I still have never seen Laserbeak and Ravage in a place where I could purchase them. I saw someone else's months ago. But holy crap. I've still never seen Wave 2 outside of just recently. I've never seen Wave 2 Deluxes or Micromasters or Battlemasters. Are any standout decks I played against with the new set? Is all sealed so far. But 4-wide Soundwave does a lot of work and is really scary. In my sealed where I came first, I found a really surprising synergy between Captain Starscream and Sergeant Scrapnel. With all those upgrades where it's like, scrap this upgrade that you have to scrap one of theirs. When you scrap yours, he'll Scrapnel one, and then when you scrap theirs, Starscream pings them for one. Then you can flip him to ping them for another one for not having any upgrades. It gets real, what do they call it? Cheeky. Oh yeah, and Ion Storm is a friggin' limited monster. Ion Storm is terrifying. Here's what you do with Ion Storm. Is you gotta like count up your black pips and see if you can orient that into a strategy. Black pips in a 25 card sealed deck with the little guys, oh, that can add up, because it means that you aren't doing wasted swings, you're doing ping swings, and that's a lot different. Stainless steel straw, by the way, that's what the clinkering noises are. Let's put that over there, where I will forget about it and then I'll drink it again once the ice is melted. That's just how it goes. Okay. So, we're going to get into this. I'm not going to do a detailed read through every card this time. I did that last stream, and I pulled Singleton complete on the battle cards from that box. So, we've seen every battle card in here. I'll comment on stuff if it brings things to mind. I'll also show you every card, so that, again, if you want to create your own booster packs for doing drafting or limited at home with the cards you got, here's some sample, what do you call them? Some sample aggregations of randomized cards that were real booster packs. It's true. Yeah, Ion Storm did some work for me. Ion Storm and Nightstick did some work for me at another sealed. But then my second sealed, I had Ion Storm and Nightstick and Ravage, and I did not have battle cards to support them, and I was able to do some stuff, but by halfway through game 2 of 3, I was just getting really tired, because I had to basically be, like, thinking super hard about every single thing I was doing. There was literally no linear path to follow in any situation, and I got very tired. Anyway, our first get here is Laserbeak. Laserbeak's Pierce 2. Laserbeak is, I think, the scariest of the Soundwave deck's operators. Soundwave untaps him. Laserbeak is the one, though, who is swinging in for 2 Pierce 2 at a base every single time. You can attack with him twice in a turn. If your opponent's lineup is tapped out, you make sure him and Soundwave are the two attacking on the same turn. Attack with Laserbeak. Attack with Soundwave. Untaps Laserbeak. Attack again. Like, calculated strike on him. He's swinging in for 4 Pierce 4 twice! And it's really... That was loud. My apologies. So we got Laserbeak. Canada's not, like, getting super behind in Siege. It's more so, I'm just not... It's happening... They're showing up everywhere that I can't get to, if that makes any sense. We're on par with the TCG now. From this point onwards, as far as we know, Canada is getting the TCG at the same day and date as the rest of the world, which is good, especially since it's becoming a more organized play competitive type thing. Anyway, who's our character? Sergeant Hound. I'm trying to build a deck around this. I want to break this open. And I don't know really what to do aside from, like, triple copies of extra padding and the weapon one, the drone thing you could play 3 of in one turn. I gotta make my little piles again here, too. Alright, battle cards. Just checking the chat while I go. Manipool was a scary sealed day where Hoopla pulled friggin' super rare Megatron. FYI, gang up on him. I'm a bully. Stack my cards over here. I want to keep up with the chat now that a bunch of us have been playing. SC Miniatures Games used Ion Storm and Optimus. That sounds terrifying. Zimman, Wave Scion, both looking into stainless steel straws. I got a pack of them off Amazon. I got a pack of like 6. I'm only really using this one still. And the pack came with like 2 really good like metal flexible with brush on the end cleaning things. Because I like using a straw to drink, and I'm alright using a metal one. And I was tired of like going to McDonald's and getting a straw and then trying to use it for a really long time until it looked gross. So I just this was easy for me. Yeah, and Alan Weaver, I agree, says, I wish people pressured corporations to clean up their waste with the same gusto they went after plastic straws. Absolutely. I am fully convinced, having read a whole lot about it, like, the whole, it's on us to deal with plastic straws thing is, like, it's really focusing inward, on not just on our own navels, but on, like, the top left corner of our navel, you know? And it's also starting to pick on a lot of people who need straws, you know? It's not like a luxury thing for some folks. Some people actually need to use a straw to drink. So we got Smoke Thrower, Dismantling Claw, Frag Toss, and Battlefield Scan. Uncommon was Battlefield Scan. I keep forgetting it's 3 commons. And Squish 'em Like Bugs, which I want more copies of. I need a 7th, 8th, and 9th copy of this eventually just for my Metroplex Precon, because this is a hella Metroplex card. And we got Take Cover, which I got a bunch of. Total sideboard card, I think. I still got to figure out some decks to do with Siege where I design sideboards, because I feel like that's one that belongs there. I should say I'm not doing Diet Coke, I'm doing Coke Zero, because that's just my preference. I taste a difference because I'm broken. And then what have we got here? Got Runabout and Laserbeak and Ravage on the first 2 packs. How's that feel? Joel Adler, yeah, Needle Nose is on both Smoke Thrower and Flamethrower. Needle Nose likes his bold, which is really funny now that Needle Nose is in the game. And he's a 2 attack with Pierce 4 in robot mode, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if you really need bold, my man. I guess no, you don't, because you got more Pierce than you got attack. And I don't know if I'd put him in an orange deck. The poor guy, he needs him a primary laser. So we got Diagnosis, Medic, and Defensive Formation as our commons. Point Defense System and Rock Toss. Rock Toss, that did a lot of work in the sealeds I went to. This one didn't, because I never pulled it, and I don't know a lot of people who pulled it. I feel like this actually could be really big in sealed, given that in a 25-card deck made entirely a Siege, you're gonna see these black pips a whole lot, and they are. It wasn't just me. Games were decided by the number of black pips flipped. And we got Scavenge the Battlefield. It's my 2nd copy pulled of that this whole time. Another one I haven't managed to actually use yet myself. But I feel like that's going to be a thing for a team with a lot of Battle Masters where you're loading them up with gear so that their attacks still matter, and then you're also wanting them to get knocked out to turn into weapons. By the way, Runabout and Runamuck in Limited, they also do some work. I didn't get to try it myself, but I heard from people. Wave Sign, yes, Diet Coke uses aspartame. Coke Zero has aspartame in it, I'm pretty sure, but I believe its primary sweetener is sucralose. Insert, the fairly lengthy dialogues about taking those things into your bodies. I just do it anyway. I'm taking it all into my body. Oh, Needle Nose is the Stars guy. Sorry, yeah, Trigger Happy has Pierce. I still don't know why Needle Nose would want bold. Oh, well. So we got Private RC and Private Flak. I got a lot of Flak, let me tell you. And RC, I played against a deck with Prowl and RC and Taraxodon that was very orange and white. Heavy orange RC gets very scary. It was, there was a lot going on there. Heavy orange RC, and then Prowl's sitting there just making me regret every single weapon play. What a... Oof. Rayvarn, I super don't miss sugar, because I have it every now and then, like in a drink. Whenever I have a non-diet soda now, I can barely finish a third of the can, and I gotta just, like, throw it away. It tastes like I'm drinking gum, like syrup. It's amazing to me the physical difference I taste, having had been away from it for so long. Let's see, Combat Dagger, Reactive Armor, and Frag Toss. Frag Toss also does some work in Sealed. And then we got EMP Wave and Compact Shield. Compact Shield, still, I think, a super weird card. I don't entirely get everything about... Like, I get it's an armor with +1, and then it's a black pip. But the part where it's Autobot only, I'm kind of like, why? Oh, well, anyway. Our rare is Unconventional Flying Object. I also had only pulled one of these this whole time. I would really like to pull Super Rare Shockwave, because that's the Super Rare I'm the most excited about. Partly for that. Yeah, Grimlockamus, with those new reveals with Astro Train, I'm kind of like, hey, I bet you we're going to have a folding card in, in Siege 2. Why are these opening on the top? This wasn't happening to me at all until this box. This is weird. Yeah, make way for me. Nerds of the North, I don't think I ever had Coke C2. Captain Wheeljack and Raider Roadhugger. This is the Micromaster I think a lot of y'all will actually want in a sealed environment. This guy is just like thrust in a little pocket-sized thing where it's just like, all right, I'll toss a blue, +3. For instance, Ion Storm. Now he swings in for 10. It's terrifying. Captain Wheeljack. Did not really see much for him in Sealed so far, mostly because it hinges on you actually having Brainstorm and the amount of actions to justify Brainstorm. And in a 25-card deck. I didn't really see that situation present itself for anyone in the events I went to. Energon Scorponok has Gold Plastic Syndrome. I feel like I heard... Now that I read that, I feel like I heard that some years ago, but that might just be, you know, your brain saying, oh yeah, you heard that. You know that thing brains do sometimes? Anyway, Smoke Cloak, Dismantle, and Force Field are our commons. Another Rock Toss and another point defense system. Got some heavy black pit pierce going on. And we got Erratic Energy Grenade. Oh, yeah. This is great in Sealed, because you got lots of little guys. So you just smack one of these onto them, and you're like, hey, guess what? Y'all are on a timer. Tie-Guy Browser. Are you missing something with Captain Wheeljack? Everyone in Siege, apparently from the toy line, if you look at their Cybertronian glyphs, they all have a military rank attached to them. So for the TCG version, they printed the military rank on everyone's card. But apparently that all comes from Hasbro's side. Well, okay, Hasbro toy side. Wizards part of Hasbro. That's the John Warden special. Sergeant Hound. And we got us our first Battle Master for the box. Aimless. This is the one I feel like is going to do some stuff due to the tough 3 on the robot mode side. I didn't get a chance to try out Aimless yet. And Hound, as I said, I want to do the constructed deck for him. I just got to figure out who he goes with. So yeah, Tie-Guy Browser, the only character card in this entire wave that doesn't have a military rank is Alpha Trion. Everyone else has got these, like, Raider and Private and Sergeants and etc. Calculated Strike, I like this one a lot. Dismantling Claw does tons of work in Sealed. Battlefield Report, I think, is probably going to be one of the most played secret actions, because it's just very straightforward. It's, you're getting to do the whole, like, you know, reactive plan thing, but on your turn, without relying on an upgrade. So no matter what, you will get to draw 2 plan one on a defense, which, you know, in Wave 1, getting to put stuff on top of the deck was always for attack only. Now, and then Wave 2, we had the one piece of equipment. Now we can just start, you know, outside of, like, inherent plan anyway. Got Anticipation Engine, which helped me out a bunch. Full Loadout, which I did see someone play, and that got a bit tense. Heat of Battle got used on me at least 3 times this weekend, and usually it ended up working out in my favor, because I was always building for heavy blue. So I was like, yes, give me tough 3. 10-star so common Megatron from Wave 2 with Flame War and Aimless focused on blue. Sounds like that could be a thing. Yeah, then Aimless has tough 4. What's his defense again? Okay, defense 0, so it's not super broken. Specialist Ratchet and another Raider Ravage, who is the Tim. Ratchet. I played Ratchet in a 2-pack sealed where I also pulled Medic. And, I mean, granted, in 2-pack sealed where you have, like, a 12-card deck, you are going to pull Medic a whole lot. But pumping him off heals felt decadent, and I liked it. Dreadwing and the Airstrike Patrol. If you got enough green pips, I guess, or, you know, maybe bombing runs to make use of all that, that could be a thing. Could be a thing. I didn't really think about that one. I was thinking about the Airstrike Patrol to go with Wave 1 Uncommon Starscream, and then, like, an aerial bot, so you could finally do 4 wide planes with Uncommon Starscream's flip ability. You know, the thing we've wanted to do since last year. So we got Frag Toss, Defensive Formation, and Personal Targeting Drone. This one, by the way, I think this actually does a little bit of decent work. It's certainly underwhelming, by all means, but the +1 defense is, you know, it is still 1 less damage being taken. Alright, we got Extra Padding and Metal Detector. I saw Anticipation Engine get a lot more done than Metal Detector for some reason. I honestly can't explain why. And another Take Cover. I pull this a lot. It's like the rare that wants to live with me. Switzerland, for whatever reason you think I'm a wrestling fan because I look like Kevin Owens. I wish I looked actually like Kevin Owens, because then I could throw people. I'm not a huge wrestling... I like the idea of wrestling more than I actually like watching wrestling. My favorite stuff in wrestling is, like, the, you know, Broken Matt Hardy, Woken Matt Hardy stuff, a lot of Chikara stuff, Rosemary stuff that's in TNA right now. Whenever wrestling, like, tries to be a lot more ridiculous because it's like, to me, it's an advancement of the medium. Or that whole bit with, what was it, that whole bit where the guy rocks a dude to sleep and then goes to get a pillow and a blanket, and then guy gets woken up by the ref sneezing. Like, stuff like that to me is what I would call advancing the medium. First season and a half of Lucha Underground as well was really solid. And yeah, Oinezra Sivak, Metal Detector is pretty funny, because this is legitimately on Cybertron. Yes, I can see that. I just noticed it out of the corner of my eye after I was staring at the screen over here talking. I looked back and I saw, I was like, huh! And I looked back to the screen and was like, anyway, I guess I'll keep talking. But yeah, I saw some live Ring of Honor NJPW events here in Toronto. Seen, I think, 2 of them with a friend of mine from back when I was in grade 2, who I don't talk to very often. Then he, like, shows up and is like, hey, you want to go see Ring of Honor? I'm like, yeah. And, boy, wrestling is really cool when it's live. And seeing Ring of Honor NJPW in that era, when, like, you know, Omega and the Bullet Club and everyone, and Tanahashi and everyone are all there, and the Rainmaker, completely ruined live wrestling for me. I don't know if I can see anything less than that now. Anyway, who'd I pull? No, whatever this is. Here we go. Private Red Heat. I'm trying to build a deck, right? I was like, all right, pop a wheelie. I got my 3rd copy. I'm going to get the 4 motorcycles. We'll add up to 25 stars. They're all specialists. I'm going to put all the specialist cards in. Let's do this. And I goldfished a bit, you know, just like played one-sided turns for a little while. And I was like, I don't actually know what the point of this deck is. I'm just playing stuff, but I don't know I don't know how I win. And I thought maybe a lot of Pierce would do it, but I'm like, I'm not always drawing into Pierce or weapons. I'm just playing things. And then I'm like, I don't know because the motorcycle foursome, all 4 of them, their motorcycle mode is their kind of weaker attack mode, and the Papa Wheelies specifically is like, a motorcycle must be the second attacker. So I'm like, I think we're still waiting for motorcycles to be a deck all by themselves. But then I was reworking it a bit, and I was like, what about a 4 specialists deck with him as a specialist to swap their parts around? And even then I was like, this is getting real, like, I'm getting knee-deep in the weeds to do precisely one thing. So I think I'm going to let that go for now. I also have never played, like, 3-wide specialists, and I don't know what to do with them. Anyway, that's the Red Heat story. Friggin' I got Shockwave! Boy, howdy! You heard me before, right? Here's the super rare that I want. Because I want to run 2-wide Shockwave. He's 14 stars. Oh, we're going to do this. This is Wednesday. We got a constructed event on Wednesday because 3 Kingdoms is closed today. And so instead of doing a sealed event, we're going to do a constructed event there, since a lot of folks will have done at least one sealed event over the weekend. And I wanted to do double Shockwaves. All I need now is 2 more copies of his gear, and I'll feel really set. After I open all this, I'll know if I need to go and try to track down singles at Harry T before Wednesday. I'm so happy. Hang on, I don't have any sleeves here. They're all over there. Okay, he's gonna... Anyway, you can see what he does here. You can always look at the top card of your deck, and if it happens to be a Decepticon card or a secret action, that can be the card you play for your action or your upgrade this turn. He's a specialist. He's a spaceship. Both sides, you can look at the top card of your deck. When you flip to this mode, you can draw a card. Then your opponent has to just toss a card. Also, 6-17-3. Also, 7-17-2. Oh yeah, Hoopla. I want to get the third UFO as well. I want to go 3-3 on those. Oh, my boy, you came home to me? Oh, where am I going to put you? There's no room for you on screen. I got to put you somewhere safe for now. I'll put you over here. Major, in case I forget, and I'm like, where'd my Major Shockwave go? I put him behind me, partly under the remote control for the new air conditioner. So when I flip out later on, I'm like, where'd Shockwave go? I'll rely on y'all to tell me. What are we doing? We're still opening packs. Now it's happening. Now that I friggin'... Yeah, now that I pulled Shockwave, I'm getting all bandy. I'm getting all out of it. I almost forgot to open the battle cards. Wouldn't it be funny if the rare in this was the LV whatever Octoshock arms? That'd be a trip. Let's see. Reactive armor, diagnosis, urban camo are our commons. Covert armor and reflex circuits are our uncommons. And okay, I'm not mad. RR disruptor blade, I think is really good. Worst case, it's a black pip grenade launcher that does 3 instead of 4, but if you got a lot of black pips, it's a +3 that might just stick. Or it'll stick around, hopefully, long enough for you to get a better weapon on there when it goes off. I think this is pretty good. Grimlockamus, you tested double shockwaves earlier, and they are a great disruptive pair. That makes me very excited. I'm going to even have a sip of Coke Zero. And yeah, to pause, he is Shockwave. Applied Sciences. He applies the science. Logos Minor, good evening. I should double check. How's the air conditioner noise for you all? Is it like a deafening rumble in the background, or are you barely even hearing it? I'm just curious. Well, hello there. That's one of the... Okay, this is one of the 2 rares I was still missing as well. First rare pull of the pack, too. Or the box, too. Woo! 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 Hey! Woo! Yeah. Hey, neighbor! Woo! Yeah. Okay. Woo! Okay. Who's the little one? Hey, Tote. I didn't see Tote's ability go off a whole lot, but I know Tote was a staple 4-star filler for a lot of limiteds. Hey there, Alphatron. So, Alphatron, you know Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, right? Rare Optimus from Wave 1, who's, when in robot mode attacks, if you, out of the stuff you flipped for your attack, you can just play one of the actions, which remains probably the most broken ability in this game to date. He is way too powerful, to be honest, for 13 stars. But Alpha Trion, and when you flip to his truck mode, you can just get an action back to your hand. Alpha Trion, when you flip to his spaceship mode, you can get an orange action back to your hand, 11 stars. In a robot mode, things you flip for your attack, you can play one of the blue actions you flip. So it's a slightly more limited version of Rare Optimus's abilities. Drew Nolosco, brand manager, when I brought that up, he said, yeah, it's almost as though this is the guy who taught Optimus what he knows. And I was like, huh, clever. The blue actions tend to be the ones that you want to play on an attack anyway. That's stuff like Leap into Battle, bigger they are, heavy-handed, the ones that just pump your attack. So I think this is still pretty good. Also, as a spaceship, it means you can use UFO to flip them around. I gotta put you over with Shockwave. There you go. Alright, sounds like the air conditioner's not a problem for everyone. That's great, because I don't want to have to ever turn that thing off while filming, because I never used to have an air conditioner set up when filming. Ever. And it would get... That was always a big off-putter for doing anything, is how hot I'd get. Even with LED lights, it certainly isn't as bad as it used to be out west with non-LED lights, but it would get warm. Hunching over, the way I tend to do, would just get me, you know, warm and uncomfortable. And now I got cool air everywhere while I'm filming. It's a dream. My power bill is going to also be a dream, the bad kind, a nightmare. But I don't care. It's worth it in this kind of weather. All right, we got Runamuck, so I got another Runamuck Runabout pairing. Very good stuff. And Detour, or as I like to call him, Raider Deterrent, because he's a deterrent. because he's a Micromaster and usually they're meat shielding. I never saw anyone use his tap ability. I feel like more people should have used his tap ability at the seals where I did see him pop up. I thought it was really weird to just meat shield him in, but I don't know, that's just me. And in case you have not seen it yet, these two, right, are a pair. They start like this. And then it's like you flip Run Amok to robot mode. When you flip to this, you draw a card, and then if you have this guy on the field, you flip him to robot mode. And so now he's the 5-2, he's the 4-2. Before he was the 5-2, he was the 4-2, right? Then you flip this guy. Heal one from him, and if you have him on the field, heal one from him. Then flip him to alt mode. So they flip each other and have effects. It's very cool. And with Start Your Engines, with turbo boosters, all that kind of stuff, you can get real creative with their abilities. Also, it finally happened. I missed a battle card pack, so we're going to do 2 of these, and to those of you taking down what's in these somewhere, the one of you, just apply one to one of those characters and one to the other. Zimman, you've been wondering, are they going to keep printing previous editions like Wave 1 or Wave 2, or are they just done now? That's been asked. We actually asked them that in our listener Q&A podcast we did with the 2 guys from Wizards, and they said that it's like right now they're printing them. They are in print. Eventually they'll be out of print, but in their feelings, whenever those things go out of print, it's going to be at a point where it'll be fine for them to go out of print, if that makes any sense. Combaticon, I did have air conditioning before, like, in general, but never where I was filming, if that makes any sense. I was at a fan, and that helped, but this is full on. This is full on. Anyway, our commons for this pack are EM24 laser launcher. This thing is great and limited. I underestimated it because of the no pip, but that means a lot. Combat dagger and pep talk. Uncommons are Fuel Cache, one of our spoiler cards. I played Fuel Cache from my hand about 14 times. Never triggered once! Thank you, Fuel Cache. And Covert Armor, and the rare is Papa Wheelie, which I don't think this is going to do anything yet. But this is setting up for some kind of motorcycle character whose motorcycle mode is like the primary mode for the battle bike, whoever that turns out to be. And this one that I missed... Oh, during the AC talk, it sounded like I was talking to fan. I just pointed the fan right at the microphone. Oh, pep talk. You draw 2 cards. You draw 2 cards with pep talk. You're getting a pep talk. You draw 2 cards. Yeah, Zimman, you'll be able to pull a Cosmos for a little while yet. I suspect because it was asked so many times, they'll probably mention when it goes out of print, if it goes out of print. But like in Magic, I think there were, like, in Standard Magic, there are sets that are in print for, what, like 2 years or something like that? Clinkety clink. Condensation is making a little moisture ring down here on my surface, but it's an absorbent surface, so it should be fine. You know what, actually? I'm gonna use one of these as a coaster. Still usable, even with that advertisement on the other side. So we got Dismantle, Smoke Thrower, and Repurpose as our commons. Spinner Rims and Steady Shot as our uncommons, which are both really good and limited. And I think Spinner Rims is going to be good in general, because it's just on a white pip you flip 3 instead of 2. That is the ability that's on Volcanicus Slug that makes him, in my opinion, a great tank. This ability being able to be put on other people, it's going to do things. And this is just Pearson Blue and +2. This does a lot of work in limited. And Laser Cutlass. I love this card. This is probably one of my favorite weapons in the set. You gotta be a little character, 7 stars or fewer, but you get +1 and Pierce 3 with a blue pip for good. This won me games. Dragonfan X, don't I think Bike RC from the first series would work well with Papa Wheelie? Her super ability is in her bot mode, so it will flip her for free to get the team heal, but you could also get that off Escape Route or Rollout. And if you attack with her in bike mode, she's just a 2 attack, and that's it. Her super powerful every, orange, every plus attack is a pierce, is only in her bot mode. That is, I think, what's holding Papa Wheelie back right now. All the bikes in their bike mode have a flip 2 ability, which is great, but they also tend to be a little, like, their robot mode as an attacker is usually a lot more valuable. I apologize, Gigatwin, that I am not reacting harder to the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Sorry, Combaticon as well. Everyone talking about Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, because I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is as a game. People had to explain Exodia to me. That's how much I missed Yu-Gi-Oh. All I know is it's the thing that got the Dragon... It's the thing that the people who did Dragon Ball Abridged did before Dragon Ball, is the thing I remember. Nothing against Yu-Gi-Oh, though. I see plenty of Yu-Gi-Oh players still. Raider Runabout, hey, I already saw you. You common. By the way, I didn't look for them. We should take a quick look. That press box I got was the common character cards were full of hella miscuts. I'm not seeing any so far on these. So I'm curious if maybe that was just from that early printing. And we got Taraxodon, who went on to a prowl at one of my sealed events and ruined my day. Set my defense to 0 and then hit me for like 11. Ruined my day. Oh, I'm thinking about it now and I'm crying. Is that a thing? I play Pep Talk? Now let me explain what it does. If I ever wanted to feel like a total outsider in the room, there's that moment. Is that a thing? Play Pep Talk? Force Field, Basic Combat Protocol, and Frag Toss are our commons. Uncommons are Battlefield Scan and Device Virus, which is... That also, if you're in the right position, that thing was Starscream. Bwoof! And Energy Pack is our rare. I used this on Ion Storm once, or was it an opponent? I think we both did at one point. This thing's pretty cool. You gotta remember that if this gets bounced, they lose that 4 health. And if they had taken over their base health, they are then knocked out. So, you know, you gotta protect this somewhat. Or don't use this until the very end of the game where it's like, well, this will be on him for at least a turn, and that's all I need to survive. That's when you'd use Energy Pack. Yu-Gi-Oh! The show has cards that don't exist. Oh boy, that would drive me nuts. That almost feels worse than toys that don't exist, because at least making a toy costs, I would feel, exponentially more money than making a card in a card game. Raider Flame Feather, are you the rare one? No, I always mix you guys up. You're the uncommon. I tried out the Fire Cons, by the way, with a limited pool, and some other people have tried them out that I talked to, and they're neat, but they're also like... They always feel like they're just a step away from being really badass. I was kind of disappointed when I ran them by themselves, just building from Mono Orange with what I had available. I have read some other people who had a better time with them, and I think they also might have modified the deck layout a little bit. Some of the individual Fire Cons feel like they could do some work, but as a team of 3, I'm not super sure. What was I doing? Right, Stakeout. 4-star police car. Never saw anyone use that ability at Limited, but he is very happy. Hello, action figure expert. What's up is cards, what's going on is shredding, and how am I doing? Cool is how I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, I have heard trap cards, and I never knew what that meant, and then when we got secret actions, people were like, I set my trap card at the Limited things, and I was like, I don't understand. What's up? I feel like I'm 94 years old, and I don't understand any references any of you are making. How you doing? Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's American Holy. What's up, Jonathan Louie? I'm not going to go all caps because I'll blow out the speaker, but the intensity was meant to be there. Commons are Pep Talk, Calculated Strike, and Combat Dagger. We've got HV Electron Breacher and Squish 'em Like Bugs. Yes! As uncommons, I want as many of these as I can get my hands on. This one, much like that +1 armor, it's like, alright, we did armor plating with a black pip for Autobots, and now we did primary laser with a black pip, but for Decepticons. I got to assume that the Autobot version of this and the Decepticon version of that are going to be in Siege 2. Otherwise, I don't really understand the factionalization on these. Except, I guess, to facilitate super rare Shockwave's ability in the case of this. Or I guess future faction-based abilities. And our rare is Infiltrate, which, in Limited, this actually kind of sucks. Because in this set, this prevents Rock Toss. and squish them like bugs sometimes, and, like, that's it! This is going to be useful elsewhere, but in Limited, this is a very easy card to edit out of your card pool in your 25 card deck. Do the Canadian boxes come with extra healthcare perks? Absolutely. Like I said, I got an air conditioner going now. How do you think I got that? Playing the TCG. Action Figure Experts, nice to see this card game's lasted longer than the G.I. Joe card game. I still keep forgetting that was a thing, because I only know about it because people told me about it in the context of this game, and I'm like, I didn't know G.I. Joe even got to card it. I admit, let me just say it right now, because I was taking a sip, and I wasn't sure if the long silence would confuse people, I thought, I'll wiggle the glass so the straw clinks against it so you know that's what I'm doing over here when I'm being all quiet and motionless. We got us Raider Stormcloud. I think this is going to be a thing, being able to get Bold 6 off of this. I just haven't had it happen yet. And Sergeant Chromia, who I was very tempted to sub in place of Bike Chromia in the Specialist lineup. I still might. If I somehow pull Alita 1, she's a Specialist as well. That might be the 3-wide Specialist or 4-wide Specialist I try out. Well, 3-wide if it's Alita 1. Grimlockamus, Siege 2 is going to be original art as well, and then Wave 5, the one after Siege 2, is going to go back to Legends comic art for the most part. Character cards still might have some original art, though, as I understand it. Gots to get that sweet sip Foleyism man on, yeah. A little bit of that clinkety-clink, slurpity-slurp, that's what I call it. Dismantle, Medic, and Diagnosis are our common cards. I don't know if I talked about this. You notice how you know, these numbers tend to match up with alphabetization, right? Except the Diagnosis is card number 54 and Dismantle is card number 17. Ultra Magnus Armor and Diagnosis both apparently had different names up until it was too late to move their placement on the sheet. So they could change the name, but then they had to keep the number. Ultra Magnus Armor, obviously, if you look at it, was going to be just Magnus Armor. Diagnosis is, I believe, in the R area, so it's probably going to be Repair something. And then there's already a card called Repair Bay. Maybe this was going to be called Repair Bay, and at the last minute they're like, wait, that was a Wave 1 card. But interesting trivia. Well, trivia. I find it interesting. I hope you do too. Point Defense System and Reflex Circuits are our uncommons. I made a lot of use of this because a lot of the really powerful characters happen to be ranged. Now, a lot of the really powerful characters don't happen to always be melee, but it's a green pip +1 as opposed to just a +1. So, armor is armor, and our rare is Ultra Magnus Armor, my second copy. Hooray! I actually really like this outside of Ultra Magnus because it's just a really powerful upgrade. And it's a double pip. Gigatwin, important question about new character cards. Are we going to get Omega Shtream? If I can get to the Energon Invitational, if I can qualify and then win it, then we're going to get Omega Shtream, come hell or high water. However, I've also been harassing the brand manager of this game ever since we first interviewed him, and I bring it up, I think, nearly every single interview we've done since Omega Shtream. So he now knows that's the name I bring up a lot. I noticed he said it before I did the last time. So we're making headway either way. And I taught him about Rapido, who's my slightly more realistic go-to if they're like, we can't make Omega Shtream. Rapido is the other one I really want to see. Yeah. Recyc pile. Oh, Dead Universe card. That could be cool. Sergeant Scrapnel. As I said, this guy I thought paired really well with Captain Starscream. And Mudslinger. Mudslinger's got an ability I did use a couple times, and it was helpful. It's a damage transfer as opposed to a heal and then do damage. You just transfer the damage, which means it operates outside of repair, outside of non-attack damage. It's just moving a counter. Scrapnel, he's brave in this mode, so where the Wave 1 Scrapnel was like flip to robot mode, tap him immediately so they have to go through his dumb shield ability, this one's sort of the same. He's brave in this mode, so it's like, hit me. And then in this mode he can heal himself when you scrap upgrades. Also, he's a leader, so you can use Callous Leadership with him to transfer his damage to, say, Ransack, which is a thing that one could do. Tokam Wen. I think you're on the wrong channel for toe cams. I only got card cams. Gokai Silver, this is the party. Smoke thrower. Dismantling claw reactive armor. Commons done. Squish black bugs. Device virus. Uncommons backup bag. It's okay. We decided this isn't tracked. We figured it all out, everyone. It's Wheeljack. He's just wearing a blue backpack. This thing did not really see much limited use, but I still want to put this on someone who's got grenade launcher so I can feel like I did the obvious activity. My piles are getting unruly and I need to square off their edges so that the edges don't touch. I don't like my commons to come in contact with my rares. Donald Engine 9, welcome. You only missed the first hour. Well, it's not even been an hour. It's been 50 minutes. You only missed the first 5/6 of an hour. It's even less to catch up on in the archive. Raider Trigger Happy, you're the one who I thought was Needle Nose. What's up? Yeah, Trigger Happy's the one who's Pierce 4 attack 2. This guy, plus Ion Storm, plus Roadhugger, is a legitimately horrifying thing to face in Limited in this wave. Laserbeak also is horrifying, as I mentioned at the top of the stream, when he was one of the first cards we pulled. Next candidate, Jonathan Louis says, find a nice park with lighting. Find a nice park with lighting, and we can have Evangelist meetup party. I probably would have to clear that with the city, and they'd probably give me a funny look if I'm like, hi, I'm from the internet. I have a YouTube channel. I know you've never heard that before, and I would like to have a party in your best lit park, please. Man, we got some Wheeljack going on here. Got Repurpose and Brainstorm, and we also got Battlefield Report as our commons. Hiding Spot and Bolster as our uncommons. Hiding Spot saved me once during Limited. However, I have tried sticking it in a few decks, and in messing around with it, I was like, this needs to go... This isn't just a general, I'm going to save my best character card, because that's playing an action to save your best character. I think it's got to be in a slightly wider setup, where it's like, you're not trying to protect one character, you're more trying to protect, you know, like 2 characters, potentially. So that you're not just, you know, having technically a no-pip on defense floating around for defensive purposes. Bolster, however, that did some work. I once bolstered into a force field, and I felt like a total badass. And Quartermaster! Finally, I got my second copy of Quartermaster. I really want 3 of these, so I can feel better about running Battlemasters. There's plenty of places, Jonathan Louis, to see murder. Outside of anything with my internet name on it. Mortal Kombat, for instance. There's plenty of murder in there. Donald Engine 9, thank you for the Happy Canada Day. There are less drunk people at this party, because I'm drinking Coke Zero. A good, wholesome, natural drink. We got Major Prowl, terrifying gentleman in Wave 3. And, ooh, who are you? Fire Drive, that's the one Battlemaster I didn't pull in that last box. I traded for one with a very fine player over at one of my sealed events, who was a very kind and generous player, who traded me a Traxodon for their Fire Drive. So I want to say thank you to whoever that was, wherever they may be out there. Major Prowl, when he attacks someone that has a weapon, they just take 2 damage immediately. So, like, really good in Wave 3 sealed, where everyone's trying to play Battlemasters. Also really good in general, because when are people not playing weapons, you know? Punishment for weapons is a strong thing in this game, in my opinion. Yes, it is true. I do not live in Calgary. Whatsoever. I am in Toronto. And I'm in actual Toronto. Shout out to the Toronto TCG Facebook group. All due respect. When I say Toronto, I mean the city called Toronto. And I'm still not totally down with all this megacity stuff. And the one time I was in Hamilton and I said Toronto area, someone got real aggro at me for implying that Hamilton could possibly be Toronto. So I don't know what everyone's cool with. Personally, I think it's really weird to call Mississauga and Whitby and St. Catharines Toronto as well. But then again, I'm still sort of new here, you know? Anyway, laser launcher, repurpose, and personal targeting drone are the commons. Fuel cache and extra padding are our uncommons, and dampening field is our rare. I think this is going to be really cool as a sideboard card, or even just as a card in a deck where you don't need to flip, or where you don't want to deal with like someone just adding a bold, where you think that aggro is going to wreck your day. You just throw one of these in. I think it does some work. Donald Engine 9. I've been to Hamilton. It's easy to get there. It's just like it's a go bus ride away for like what, $8 or something. That's where Con Bravo is. And I've done some contract work out there once or twice, or 3 times. I got to check the playlist, but I've done some contract work out there, making some videos that were not on my YouTube channel. And we're also not pornography. I should probably clarify on that. He's talking about doing crazy Hamilton porn shoots. No, I'd never shoot pornography in Hamilton. That's a good quote. You can just put onto the VHS cover of my YouTube channel. I would never shoot pornography in Hamilton. Our hero. I'm missing out on some of the chat now. I'm yelling about pornography in Hamilton. I'm tempted to check out Nebula Jazz on YouTube to see the pen and paper game Fate Accelerated. I think you'd love that game for Transformers. I don't know what any of those words are, so I should remember to check that out. I don't have Aaron here to click this, so Jonathan Louis says, you better remember to ask a parent before checking out Transformers.com. YouTube hid that until I approved it. And also just hid, damn it, he's writing down the quote of what I just said. Don't hide his words, YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway. Captain Ironhide, that's a rare. That's my 3rd rare, super rare. Unfortunately, he's from my prize pack, so he is my 2nd dupe rare. Because at one of the other seals, I pulled the rare Firecon, who I spent a whole stream saying was a common or an uncommon. I still want to build a deck with him. Maybe I can trade some... If I don't pull Elita 1 out of here, I want to see if I can trade him for an Elita 1. That would be cool. That would be cool. He's the dude. I'm still going to put him with the rares over here. Put Ironhide on top of Alpha Trion, as it always was meant to be. And Raider Visper. We got the Airstrike Patrol out of this box. Eh. Americans rubbing off on us to say that cities are remotely near us. Didn't know it's an American thing, but I guess so. What am I missing? Oh! Jared Nadler says he's from Montreal. Super sad this game is banned in Quebec. So, yeah. They can't sell this game in Quebec. And also, Quebec is why this game has to have it printed on the packaging that it's in English only. Quebec sales laws are a real bummer. They are a super duper bummer. And I feel really bad for... I feel bad for you, Jared. Because you've got to import the game from your own country. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to yell about it because I'm not well educated enough to actually, get everything right. All I know is that Quebec is... If something has trouble being sold in Canada, usually Quebec is the root. How's the ice holding up in my drink? There is a tiny dot of it left. So I still have... It's about the size of a pea. Some of that watered down Coke Zero. Means it hydrates you better. Anyway, Smoke Cloak, defensive formation, and repurpose. I think I missed something. Oh, here we go. Rexodus is going to post a link in the post where you answered a question about Mechagenesis. Okay, cool. Thank you. Repurpose, defensive formation, Smoke Cloak are our commons. Compact Shield and Bolster are our uncommons. And the rare is Scavenge the Battlefield. Now I got a place out of that. Have I checked out MK11 at all? Yes, I checked out a bunch of the story mode, and I think it looks really cool. I think it sucks that I got way into what I was seeing, and it was just in time for all that really lousy news about the working conditions for contractors at NetherRealm. The only silver lining, and I say silver lining with massive caveats, right? This is silver lining in the context of the silver being pretty stinky, is it sounds like NetherRealm is not the only place where it's happening. It's just that it turns out almost everywhere is lousy in the games industry for contractors, for artists, for etc. The working cultures are all terrible, but it was a real buzzkill when a lot of that stuff came out, because I was right in time with the launch of that game, and I'll also clarify, I don't blame that stuff for coming out as being a buzzkill, as though, like, oh, you shouldn't have said anything. The timing was just unfortunate, and I think it's good that it's known, because there needs to be unionization in the games industry, because it's a mess. I missed a whole bunch more stuff. I apologize. If you're able to do the thing where it says Vangelis and then there's an orange box around my name, I do see it easier. I don't know if that means you're doing @Vangelis, but it's That way I do catch it. I'm not. You don't need to do that every single time. I'm not going to tell you guys to have to do that. But I think I am missing some stuff, and I apologize. Yeah, man, I can say everywhere. Well, I think there's like a couple places that are like little bastions where everything hasn't been utterly ruined yet. But yeah, that was a bummer about NetherRealm. I like, because Ed Boon's attitude, I really enjoy, and I hate that he is in charge of a thing that is treating its contractors so badly, because it makes me think less of him, too. Private Red Alert, the one who is a gold promo card, who's also a common. Haven't tried him out yet. And we got us another Road Hugger. Jonathan Louie, I got people to play with. I played in, several massive events over the last couple days. Massive for this game, anyway. I got lots of people to play with in Toronto. It's everywhere else, man. Or is it you have boosters to open but no one to play with? Now the Advangelist thing is messing me up where I think that means it's part of the sentence, and maybe it wasn't. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Svi Hoka, you thought you were watching a recorded video, my style so professional and smooth. Hang on a second. I'm blushing. I gotta just mop my brow. Where's some garbage? Oh, I don't have any... Actually, I like the cards in this set. I was gonna make some joke about wiping my brow with a character card, but ignore that. I am blushing, though. Thank you. That was very nice of you to say. Brainstorm, Laser Launcher, and Dismantle are our commons. Sturdy Armor and Extra Padding are our uncommons, and Backup Bag is our rare. Oh, I can see my playsets finishing themselves up. I'm so happy. I am so gleeful. Tie Guy Browser, you're heading out. Have a good night. Sleep well. Gotta mop my brow. Where's some garbage? That's true. I did just say that. I didn't think about it in that order of operations, but that does sound pretty terrible. Don't mop your brow with garbage. That gets the sweat off, but it puts all the poop on. Actually, no, there shouldn't be poop in your garbage. There's no poop in my garbage. I flushed that. This is going off the rails. I'm going to open this pack. It's Private Sideswipe. And Private Tote. Double red privates. Draw your conclusions. Sideswipe. In Limited, unless you can really run a solid team of expendable characters, I think that he's a bit of a weak pull for a Limited team in this wave. What do you all have several questions about? I don't understand. It's pretty straightforward. Attack means your attack, and defense means your defense. It's straightforward. Basic Combat Protocol, Urban Camo, and Repurpose are our commons. I should mention, Repurpose, I think is actually pretty good and limited. Like, you are tossing this and a card to draw 2 more cards, but, like, it works. It can empty your hand of cards you might not be able to use otherwise. In Constructed, maybe not so much, but in Limited, I think it has a place. Urban Camo, I think, does a lot of work. It's a utility that gives you tough 1. That can stack pretty well. Uncommons are Bolster and Point Defense System. I got a lot of those in this box. And another Papa Wheelie for the motorcycle that is yet to be. Yeah, Tote the Best Micromaster is in this set. Rexodus, your cat is watching me with a very strange expression. Well, I'm not sure. I know some cats, when they hear cat noises, they start, like, looking to see where the cat is, so maybe I shouldn't be doing that, but also I kind of want... I don't know. I apologize if I made your cat start flipping out. Your cat probably isn't flipping out. Your cat's probably like, why are stupid noises coming out of the magic box that my pet keeps looking at? What are my feelings on Diaclone Reboot? I've got a couple of the figures. I think they're neat. It's unfortunate they end up being so expensive. I think that they are not made in very large numbers. And so it's doubly unfortunate, A, that they're pretty expensive, and B, McFans Toys appears to have, like, stolen a couple of their CADs and is just, like, pumping out a bunch of that first wave en masse in fairly solid quality. But I do love the animations they're doing, and the newer stuff looks like they are leaning harder and harder into... how do I put this? The first waves were very much like a really good and solid play system that involved a lot of stuff. You know, you put little guys in things, you stick parts onto parts. Now they're moving into more and more kind of, for lack of a better term, transforming stuff. And I think it's getting a lot more interesting, especially the Waruder stuff. I just can't afford a lot of it, unfortunately. So I'm sort of spectating for now. Thoughts on Fans Toys Hydra? Which one is Hydra? I forgot who that is. How well does Major Shockwave fold? Grimlockamus, I think he folds about as well as this card does. And this is fairly purple. So it's kind of like I just folded my super rare. And it folds pretty well. Six Shot. Oh, right, their Hydra is 6-shot. My friend, Mr. Magic, Ian Reed of hardreturn.net, you can tell him I said that, he's collecting 6-shots, so he got Hydra, and I asked him how it is, and he said it was very... My understanding is Hydra inexplicably manages to make it awkward and strange to transform 6-shot somehow, which to me seems like a very difficult thing to do. I don't know. My understanding is it's not fun to transform, and therefore I'm myself not very interested in it. I feel like you have to do a lot of work to make 6-shot feel any harder to transform than any other 6-shot that's come out. I don't know. I was just confused by everything that I heard about it. Has this game made me want a new Flame War figure? Yes. There is one official Flame War that was not a BotCon toy. It was a Legends Legion Cyberverse toy from Beast Hunters. They repainted Prime RC into Flame War once in the little scale, and that does exist. Another rare, Sergeant Skywarp. This is the Secret Action Skywarp, and we also got us an Aimless Skywarp. You're going to join the rares, including the super rare. That is 4 rare super rares, so this is probably it for massive pulls. There have been boxes with 4 rares and a super rare, but I'm not going to assume that's this one. We're probably not going to see any more rare, super rare characters for the rest of this box. But you know what? Why stop hoping? We have at least this many more packs. We have 11 more packs to hope. And hope doesn't need to die. Blackhawk, the repainted Deluxe RC was a BotCon toy, if I recall correctly. Because I feel like I got that one at a BotCon. But am I wrong? I could be wrong. It's been a while. Holy crap. Defensive Formation, Force Field, and Frag Toss are our commons. Steady Shot and Reflex Circuits are our uncommons. And Emergency Defense Field is the rare, which I haven't seen happen yet, but I feel like it's going to feel really good when it does. As of this pack, we'll have 10 left, so let's see if it's going to be 10 more tries for that mystical 5th rare. We'll see. In this case, we've got Sergeant Chromia, who is a common. And we've got the Raider Deturrent. Detourer. I think it's really clever. I think whoever thought of that's a real smart, clever person. Also, it's me. I'm clever. I'm my biggest fan. Pep Talk, Dismantle, and Combat Dagger are our commons. Device Virus and Covert Armor are our uncommons. Covert Armor, the put on only and then extra defense against other, the one that reflexive, the one you put on range, that's the one I saw get the most use. And against melee, sometimes would go off, but like I think these are still a little more situational and probably more sideboardable in the situation where you'd want the extra defense. I am getting Scavenge the Battlefield in this box. Good lord. I gotta figure out how to make use of that. That's right, pep talk after giving myself a pep talk. For the people watching in the archive in the future, A, you should read the chat while this is going on, but B, pep talk after giving myself a pep talk was said by the Combaticon with a K. I didn't make that up. I gotta give credit where credit's due. Major Soundwave. It happened again. Every single time I see the Soundwave card on the alt mode side. Hang on. Do they not look really similar at a glance to the point where you think you've pulled a super rare and you haven't? This is Wave 1 super rare Bumblebee all over again. Anyway. Put Shockwave back over with the rare pile. I got a Soundwave, so we got the Soundwave team out of this box. I'm happy to see that in any box. Personally, since they're commons and uncommons, 2 commons and an uncommon, I feel like you should pull those 3 in a box. So you get at least them and the runners. So you can have like those weird combo teams at your disposal on one box. Battlefield Report, Calculated Strike, and Diagnosis are the commons. Hiding Spot and Compact Shield are the uncommons, and Heroic Team Up is the rare. I think I used this once, or at least I put it into a deck once. I don't know if I actually got to play it. I think this has got something going on, too. It's kind of cool. It's the thrust effect, but with double pips and a star. Wave Sign. There has been a third-party Lyo Kaiser. TFC did it. It then went on, right after I bought it, because I heard that a couple of those figures were pretty good, and I got all excited, and I bought it because I had some money at the time, and I'm no good at saving. About a month later, it went on massive clearance. TFC Hades, yeah. And I think you can still get the Hades team members for like $50 each nowadays if you look in the right places. It's some pretty cool toys, mostly let down by Jaruga, who is both the weakest individual toy and the source of some very wobbly hips on the combined mode. There's a lot of upgrade things I've seen for him, but I never really looked into them that much. I was kind of buzzkilled off that figure. I like how he looks standing in place, but it was also one of those things where you get a third-party combiner, and then when you make videos on the internet, you're like, I don't want to make 6 videos about expensive toys. That's a lot of work, and I never did videos about him. I will someday. He's in a box with TFC Piranacon, because that Piranacon is, I think, pretty darn good. His terrible instructions. I still have no idea what some of the engineering is supposed to do, because TFC made some of the worst unofficial instruction sheets I have ever seen in my entire life for their Piranacon. But that's not Sergeant Scrapnel, who's the character card we pulled from this pack. Or Raider Laserbeak, who's the small character card we pulled from this pack. Or EM24 IR Laser Launcher, which I haven't said in full for this entire stream until just now, and is also the first common in this pack, along with Personal Targeting Drone and Dismantling Claw. It's also Bolster and HV Electron Breacher, and the rares, yes! Playset complete on Unconventional Flying Object. I just need 2 more of those Shockwave things. Boy howdy. Sorry, Zimman, too. I did mean Sundwov. I was using the Canadian dub name there, because this is the one I'm used to hearing. To pause, Alphatron, what the hell are you even doing? Well, he's an unconventional flying object, and he's really nonplussed about it. He doesn't really care that he's doing atmospheric re-entry. And no one's ever brought up the part where his cape isn't catching fire, either. But it's a fantastic piece of art. I can't remember who did this one. The artists who did the battle card art in this wave have been speaking up and sharing what art they've done. There is a Google Doc that is keeping track of it, and I always forget the link. It's in the TCG Facebook group, in the thread where I put the last WTF at TCG up, the one where we talked to Drew Nolosco about organized play. That has a link to the doc in there, and I always forget to write that bookmark down. His cape is probably made of metal, Optimus Phillip. That is true. They do have cloth-like metal on Cybertron. I wish I could have some cloth-like metal. I think it's really cool to wear, like, cloth-like metal. Oh, Wave Sign. There has been a third-party Road Caesar by the same company. Yeah, they did him. I heard that Road Caesar, the first 2 figures that came out were kind of janky, the legs, and then I didn't really catch up on how Blacker or the Combined mode turned out. But I heard that the red one and the yellow one were kind of janky on their own. Oh yeah, Gigatwin, I forgot. Yeah, it was the knee combiner ports also that were real, like, just... Hey, are you... You're the common. Okay. The rare one... The rare one is gold and purple, but always looks like this one to me as well. Damn it. I keep getting confused by the fire cons. And we got some Flak. What's up, Flak? What's going on over here? Yeah, the TFC one's combined mode proportions were not bad. I mean, like, you know, he has very big legs, obviously, but I feel like he looked alright in combined mode. Defensive Formation, Laser Launcher, Smoke Cloak are commons. Metal Detector and Anticipation Engine are uncommons, and Laser Cutlass is the rare. I want more of these, because I need a third playset of this and a third playset of Squish 'em from my Metroplex deck. Have I had any miscuts so far? I was looking at the first bunch. I'm just not seeing any. I think this one I escaped the miscut fairy. Or I should say the miscut fairy passed me up, because I'm not getting any of them valuable cash miscuts. To pause, I believe the motor... Hang on. How do I imply this? Adjusting my glasses, right? But over here, adjusting my glasses. I believe the motivators did not come with the combination parts, if I recall correctly. Or am I thinking of something else? I'm not sure. I believe that the Euro G1 versions of Road Caesar didn't combine necessarily. So I don't know who you could possibly be talking about? You ever, like, suck your chin into your throat so far you start tasting it? That's what I just did. Specialist Ratchet is our character card. He's an uncommon, and so is the small card. It's Lionizer. Bold 4, right? And then the weapon gives you Bold 4 in Plan 1. I think this has a place in not only Rare Optimus from Wave 1, but also King Starscream. I think this guy could be a thing that I intend to try out. Because I have a deck that can shift between both of them as the focal point, thanks to sideboarding. Yeah, Donald Engine 9, it was just Gripper on friend stilts. Battlefield Report, Calculated Strike, and Laser Launcher are the commons. Point Defense System and Spinner Rims are the uncommons. And Battering Ram is the weapon. I gotta show you a thing I did. I know I saw someone else do this during the weekend as well, but I had Mudslinger, right, in truck mode with the Battering Ram. Now he's swinging in for 5 and flips you over. That happened once, and it felt really cool. Yes, Optimus Philip, looks better on TV is a great capsule for Road Caesar. That's right, the miscart cards won't potentially kill me, hopefully. I can't catch ink poisoning from those. What's my most anticipated third-party toy that's coming? Right now, unless it's already out and I missed it, I really want to see Magic Square's Legends Scale Optimus Prime, because as far as I can tell, it's just that Masterpiece size one they made, but smaller. And I really like how their stuff feels. Like the hand feel, the tactile feedback on Magic Square stuff has been just delicious so far. I'm also really looking forward to handling more of New Age's stuff. I still only have their Bumblebee and Goldbug, and I heard nothing but good things about their Fair Ladies and their Martinis, so I want to touch those. Major Prowl, you're still scary, but we have seen you before. As well as you, Visper. Visper, you and your armpit missiles. You stinky explosion boy. Third-party sidewalk vinaigrette. I don't know what that means, but I like the sound of it, the Combaticon. Diagnosis, Laser Launcher, and Calculated Strike are our commons. Compact Shield and Anticipation Engine are our uncommons. And the Hero Blaster! The Hero Blaster is something that I needed a third one of, at least. That's first place set done. I need the second place out of these. I like this. I think this actually could be really good with Soundwave and company, because they don't really need to go bold or tough, necessarily. Like, tough maybe they'd want to, but I think this could really help them out. Or any small characters where it's just like, you only get to flip 2 on me. Sorry. Stinky Explosion Boy, that's what they call me. Donald Engine 9, I know the feeling. They used to call me that too, but then you inherited the title, and honestly, it's better. It'll help you. When you have to live out the role of Stinky Explosion Boy, you grow as a person. That's what I can tell you. It is probably Gyro Blaster. It's just that when I was young, there was Eugene's Greek Place, for anyone who's in Canada and on the West Coast. When they were just a tiny one-restaurant operation, I used to go there all the time and get a Euro, or Euros. And so whenever I saw G-Y-R-O, I always pronounced it Euro, because that's the first time I ever saw the word for years, was buying Euros at the Greek Place. So I call it the Euro Blaster, because it's got some nice lamb meat in it, and some tzatziki, and a bit of onion. It's pretty good. It's a Terry special. Raider Runamuck. I think we had 2 runabouts, so this is a second Runamuck. That ain't bad. And Stakeout, Tiny Holy, with his great facial expression and his shiny aviators. You're surprised you haven't seen Takara tackle a Road Caesar using God Bomber, Sunstreaker, and Dead End. Yeah, they got the engineering in place. I think the thing is, God Bomber is kind of just a stack of parts held together with pegs. I think they'd more so have to make a new Blacker than remold God Bomber. Optimus Philip, Greek food is great. I like Greek food a lot. I'm also trying to get into Lebanese food. I really want to try some kanafa. I don't know where to get it in town that isn't really far away, though. Personal Targeting Drone, Dismantling Claw, and Laser Launcher are commons. Fuel Cache, spoiler card, and Bolster are the uncommons, and another Infiltrate, which I'm going to find a use for. How many have we got left? What are we on? This is number 4. This is where the countdown begins with this from 4 to see if we get a 5th rare, super rare. Let's see what happens. Do you believe in magic? I believe in magic. Rated Trigger Happy. Basically a rare, except he's not. He's an uncommon, and I always mistake him for Needlenose, who is a rare, so he's basically a rare. And Mudslinger, who I was just talking about. Showed up a bit late for your own party, Mudslinger. Hey, Graham. 2 different root words is why we have the difference between gyro and gyro. I like etymology. Etymology is one of my favorite things that I always want to look up and don't. Just where words... I was just thinking about it today. I was in the washroom, and don't ask me why, but I was like, hey, whenever people are you know, kissing someone's butt, as they say, they get called a brown noser because their face has been in someone's butt. And you know, you're a kiss ass, you kiss butt, you're a butt kisser. And I'm like, where did that phrase come from? How did kissing anus, and then thus all of the fecal metaphors that come from it, you know, mean being a sycophant? And then I then took a shower and forgot about it until just now when we were talking about where words come from. So that's something that happened today on Canada Day. Battlefield Report, Calculated Strike, and Smoke Cloak are our commons. Extra Padding and Steady Shot are our uncommons, and Firecon Flame is our rare, and I think this is my 4th one. I collect 6 of every battle card, because I like to have 2 playsets, so I can build multiple decks freely. Even the tribal ones, which is weird, because I'd only ever need 6 of those if I was building, like, 2 completely different Firecon decks that also both use Bold. But I might, you know? Blackhawk Omega, I had to click show on that one. I'm guessing because you used the word anus. That's a medical word, and thus unfit for the children, apparently. Graham says, believe something to do with showing respect by kissing the ring and then taking that further. I don't know, and when you say kissing the ring, I'm kind of like, you mean like how the butt's got a ring? And oh boy. Graham, this is your fault. You're the one who's bringing all this posterior metaphor into my good, clean stream. How dare you? Do that. Raider Ion Storm, this is the first time we're seeing you this stream? The common of the set in Limited? Yeah, this is the guy in Limited. If you pull this guy, that's the one you probably want to base your deck around unless you got something else really specific. Because he's just stats. He's a 7-2 bot mode, 7-3 alt mode. And when you attack in bot mode, you can bounce an upgrade off the defender, i.e. their armor, i.e. the thing that's keeping them alive, that energy pack, i.e. that Battle Master who's now KO'd because you just got bounced. Ion Storm does work. Graham, I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like another one of your jokes. Another one of your edgy jokes. Private Red Heat. It's the Micromaster. Another one of your coming in here renegading up my stream with your Seattle wit, as they say. Boy, we're all just talking about butts and kissing now. Who started that? Graham. How, man, you know, that's how Seattle, how classic. My Coke's almost empty and it's not fair. We're still good. Urban Camo, Brainstorm, and Laser Launcher are the commons. Jeff, hello, welcome to the Sin Chat. Sin Stream, not chat. The chat's, you know what, no, it is the Sin Chat. The nice, clean stream with the Sin Chat. Reflex Circuits and Squish 'em Like Bugs are the uncommons. I think it's the 3rd one we pulled. I must be close to having enough Squish 'em Like Bugs for my needs. And another Emergency Defense Field, which I think finishes my playset, if I remember correctly. Alright, 2 packs left. 2 packs left. Gokai Silver, I don't want Coke to ever sponsor me, because if they ever cancel Coke Zero, they're going to be like, here, drink this new thing. I'll be like, alright, but what if instead you shove it up your butt? Because I don't like any other Coke, and I really hate flavored Coke Zero for the most part. I like orange flavoring in cola, but they never make it. It's always like orange vanilla or something else gross. It's never a nice mezzo mix, as those in Germany might recognize. You know, I like citrus and cola, and that's all I want. That's All I want. I like... Zimman, how did you get I eat ass to get through the YouTube chat filter, yet someone wrote the word anus and I had to go in and unhide it? This is not fair. It's not fair. Raider Cindersaur. Wait a second. That is a rare. This was a 4 rare, 1 super rare box. It's just that I had a bunch of the rares already. Well, 2 of the rares already. So no, 3 of them I didn't have already. This is a good box. Holy Jiminy Cricket. Hang on, before I do this, let's put you over here. We got another Fire Drive, who's been eluding me this whole time otherwise. We'll do the battle cards in a second. Graham, you wrote eating ass, and I had to show that. That was held for review. Zimman has a trick. Alright, so our rares were... ones I already had. No, I did have 3 of them. Never mind. Ironhide, Skywarp, and Cindersaur were rares I already had. Hey, Jeff, I had to show the part where you used a quotation. Zimman's just got the inside track. Anyway, Cindersaur, Skywarp, and Ironhide, these are rares I already have. Hopefully I can trade one of these for an Elita 1. Alpha Trion was a rare I didn't have. And Major Shockwave is a super rare I certainly didn't have. Holy Vienna, it seems like you can say arse. So you're all good for that. Anyway, man, 4 rares and a super rare out of this box. And we still got a pack to go. Maybe there'll be another one. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. That's a box. I'm gonna eat it on my Siege 2 box, let me tell you. They're gonna whoop my booty. They're gonna oh wait. Battle cards. They're gonna toe punt my arse. They're gonna pneumatic pile drive my 2-cheeked peach. I don't know. I'm running out of them. Munchin' Bums is apparently okay for the chat. Pep Talk, Personal Targeting Drone, and Basic Combat Protocol are our commons. HV Electron Breacher and Full Loadout are the uncommons, and Battering Ram is the rare. Final pack. Oh, Jeff, dealer room at TFCon having cards. It's every time I've seen them, they've been sitting out on a table. So that's, and also the cork board where people put up their own personal sales stuff will usually say it. Also, the TCG room will probably, Zimman, it looks like the chat will not let you say that. That got hidden. I'm gonna hold on a sec to see if you notice if it got hidden. Tell me if that looked like you said it in the chat on your end, because I've always been curious about that. Oh, Tush, Tushy, and Fanny are also names for the butt. That is correct. Yes, Graham, you get here and it all goes to hell. Typical, as you said. I agree. That's Seattle wit, that cutting West Coast chicanery. Gluteus Maximus. I always forget about that one. None of you should be able to see it. I'm just curious. So, Zimman, if you can see it, that's crazy. That means if it gets hidden, you don't know it's hidden. That's spooky to me. Anyway, I'll show it. Swear word incoming. It's also like halfway up the chat by now, so I don't even know if you'll see it. But it did not let you say that. Raider Flame Feather isn't uncommon. That's not a rare. It's a 4 rare, 1 super rare box. Private Top Shot, the Matrix Bearer, by the way, is the small character card. Oh, geez, Heine. How could I forget Heine? That's like one of the originals. That's the Booty Man, professional wrestler. The Booty Man's finishing move was the high knee. It was a knee lift, because it was the high knee. The high knee, he's the booty man, the bum man, you know, the buttocks man. He's the high knee. He delivers the anus to his opponent. Anyway, Smoke Thrower, Repurpose, and Dismantling Claw are the commons. The booty man was also Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Tookus! Holy crap, how did Tookus escape me? Device Virus and Hiding Spot are the uncommons. Special Ops Mission is the rare, and I think I only had 1 or 2 of these, so hooray for that. This was a pleasant box. I'm very happy with this box, if you ask me. If you ask me, and hey, who am I? But if you ask me, boy howdy, That was a nice box. What a good box. Those were some characters. I am just straightening up stacks of cards. All right. I'm not going to write Bum Munching Special in the title of this, because then they're going to deny me my monetization, like that time I had a stream called the Boostershred stream, and it said, some advertisers are not okay with this being monetized, so I changed the word ball to sphere with square brackets around it, and then it instantly got monetized. So I'm not going to put Bum Munching in, because then I won't make my $8 off of the archive views of this. All due respect to the bum munching, to the tookus smooch, to the butt lip. Oh, Caboose! Nerds of the North! There's so many pseudonyms for the buttock that I always forget. It's embarrassing. That's what they call me, the glute brute. Just gonna move this out of the way here for a sec. I'm gonna stick around for a little bit. Got some power left on this laptop. This stream so far, 90-minute stream, so much faster, so much faster. I mean, advertisers not okay with bum munching, but you know they're fine with the fascism. But the bum munching and the ball shredding, that's gotta go. I want to open up some figures that I haven't opened yet. So we'll hang for a little bit longer. So I was thinking if I had some time left and I was still all peppy, I'd just start shredding some toys open. I did already pop open Smashdown. And in case you're curious, yeah, I just ripped this right off the card. Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Oh, Silver League, no worries. I mean, there's going to be an archive up, right? Like, you can relive this while doing some kind of task like laundry. Or, breathing. What side do I want to do? Just put Fortnite. Fortnite butt munching is going to be the name of this stream. Yeah, that'll make it easier. I did use a knife for the tape because it's easier than trying to rip the tape. I've tried to rip the tape, all right? It's a lot of work. It's too much work. I slice the tape, but then, you can just flatten out the rest of this. Whoops. Oops, I ripped something. Guess this ain't gonna be worth nothing anymore. I'm doing this for you, all right? You who is keeping all your mainline packaging. I know how it feels, but you just gotta see someone else do it. And then you'll feel better about stopping doing it yourself. This used to be a Voyager package. All right, now it's nothing. Now it's a ball of garbage. That's all it amounts to. A ball of garbage. It's going over there. Yeah. I don't think I knocked anything over when I threw it. So, congratulations to me. Oh, crap. I need to cut these things. I can't be the only one, right? Who sometimes tries to get lazy and just, like, pull these things out. Or, like, just pull the toy out and ignore these things. I don't want to bother cutting these. Come on. Come on, you horrendous disaster. Get out of here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, didn't have to cut a single twist tie. I could have stolen this from the store and no one would have been the wiser. Aside from all the noise and me screaming at the box, no one would have been the wiser. By the way, that's a great way to steal toys. You should always scream, "You're garbage. You used to be something and now you're nothing but garbage," while you throw the box across the room. You'll get away with your crime very easily. I used to have like half a basement full of mainline packaging, and then I filmed it all and recycled it all. And I feel so much better. Nothing wrong with keeping it if you can do it, but like, it's also nothing wrong with getting rid of it if you can do it, if you know what I'm saying. Where's your hinge? Where's your hinge, boy? Show me your hinge. Where's the bit? There's a hinge on here. I'm sure of it. I could see the outline. Where yo hinge at? Oh, there is no hinge. The hinge is there. Hey, there's no hinge, guys. Don't worry, I fixed it. I just want to see your full-length arms. Hey, guys, there was a hinge. I found it. It was over here. So FYI, in case like you're some kind of, you know, moron and you can't find the hinge, I found it, okay? So stop struggling. It's right here, all right? Don't just pull the arms down like some kind of heathen. You know, you can unhinge that thing to open it up. Good thing I'm here to find this out for you, by the way. Oh, now I'm missing all these. There's a whole bunch getting hidden here. What are you guys talking about? Hitman, I'll show that. Apparently nippers is a bad word, so I have to unleash that as well. I'd be more subtle than the dude who shoplifted from work yesterday. Hoops. He stuck the thing up his shirt and just ran out. Yeah, that is not very subtle. That is not very subtle. What moves here? Okay. That's a spring-loaded panel I got to see back at Victoria the one time I saw this guy. I didn't know he had a waist joint. I don't know how I didn't know that. I should mention, I've not really watched any reviews of Siege toys. With mainline Transformers, I just kind of want to discover them myself. So I tend to skip the coverage unless I hear like something's breaking. All I know about this guy is that there's a hole for a pin and the pin isn't there, and that's a thing, because you can yank that off. But there's nubs. I don't know. Oh, I see how this could be a problem. Yeah, I see how this could be a problem. Oh well. The world continues to turn. Ball-jointed neck makes me happy. Look at that, though. Look at that. Look at this tryhard. He's like, oh, I'm a flyer. I'm a fighter. What did he take? Kid's smart wall. He drove away in a stolen car, too. Oh, boy. Yeah, Black Hawk Omega, I missed the entire pin thing, because I never found this guy. I just heard about it, and I was like, sounds like that's a discussion people are having. And just kind of went on with my business. And whenever I brought up I couldn't find this guy, I'm like, well, maybe you'll find one with a pin in it. And I was like, all right. So I read up on it, and I was like, I see what the discussion was. It was a valid discussion that I don't know, I'm kind of happy I didn't really need to participate in the moment. Instead, it'll be like in 15 years when I finally make a video for this, it'll be like, remember the pin? People would be like, I'm still mad about the pin. I'm still mad about it. So he's got a dedicated ankle joint, or it's for the trans. He's got an ankle joint either way. Oh, there is a tilt. Cool. This one's just sticky. Unsticky yourself. This is really sticky. That's what they call him, you know? Good old sticky ankle Starscream. Tell Sarah Petra Durachet I said that. And he's got a flight stand plug right up the crevice, right where it needs to be. Yeah, he's underbase Starscream. He's all greebly and godlike. And is this all the nose jet stuff? That's neat. I like the colors on him. I think he's pretty. Articulation seems pretty cool. I like that there's a waist joint. Makes me happy. So that's him. Hang on, I gotta put him into a nice, powerful super robot pose. I know there's all these guys who are complaining about, G1 is powerfully masculine robot men. So we'll put him into one of those. It's a nice classic super robot hero pose. There you go, Starscream. Go and pose on my garbage. Sorry, my recycling. Alright. Where's the other one? Hoopla, the Siege card's making me want Siege toys. Has legitimately been happening. It's bothering me, because I already wanted the Siege toys, but now I'm like, oh, that's the one with the card! And I'm like, come on, man. Like, you've been through this already. Also, this is the card art, which I'm really digging. It's like, oh, full art! They put the full character card art on here. Yeah, I also kind of wish Red Wing was Ion Storm, because Ion Storm now, like, has backstory to me. The backstory contained within, like, you know, the card game. But Also, I forgot to take the instruction sheet out of Starstream's box. It's somewhere in that mess. I don't know if I need to take it out. Are the instructions any good, or do they suck? Because I have not really seen any Siege instructions that have not been monochromatic bungling. Bungling, I should say. So, Donald, the thing is, the card company is literally Hasbro. And we think we've asked them about this. They just said, I think, so far that it might be, like, the thing that they might consider is putting a pack in with a toy or something like that, but they wouldn't want to do an exclusive card with the toy because this game already has a bit of a stigma about exclusive cards you can only get one way. So it'd probably be more like a generic set of cards or something like that. Oh, I gotta save this thing, actually. I forgot. I need to film a quick shot of the secret mode. Action figure expert, Lancer, the orange and blue female Autobot combiner, potentially. Apparently, green lights glyphs translate to Lancer. So it sounds like they know. I went back here, now that I can't move all this out of the way, I just went back here to try to yank stuff out, and that mushroom peg gave up on me immediately. Don't worry, I'll fix it. It's just one of these scenarios. Good as new, Soundwave. Good as new. You're a messy boy. You're a messy boy, Sound. You're a messy. Your chest is messy, Soundwave. You're a mess. You spilled silver all over yourself. Ugh. What a mess. I guess I'll still like you, Soundwave, even though you're so messy. I'm trying to be, what do they call it? Tsundere? I'm being tsundere to Soundwave. It's so that when I praise him, he'll like it even more, because he'll want it. That's what I read on the internet. I don't have the cassettes, but I just want to see. I want to see the crevice. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to do that. Good thing they make toys to survive children still, even when they're for us, you know, responsible older collector adults. But yeah, I've never seen the cassettes for sale anywhere in my stores. And I'm worried that we might have missed them at this point, but I'm sure I'll see them. That wiggles. How are your ankles? Do they tilt? Oh, the ankles tilt. 2010 fans rejoice. I mean, the era of the fandom, not fans of that, you know, Transformers 2010. We used to yell a lot about ankle tilts, all right? A lot. I mean, over here in downtown Toronto, I think we missed them. I've never seen them. And EB had the Wave 3 Micromasters, not the Wave 2 ones. I got Smash Down, but not Laserbeak and Ravage. There's an ab crunch. Oh, look at that. It's not like a typical ab crunch. It's like a double hinge thingamy in there. Well, that's neato. Obviously for the transformation, I'm sure, but that's still neato. He can, like, very lightly point at you. His little slightly extended finger. Here, can you do it? Your finger's like that for a reason, right? Surely you can do this. Are you joking? Come on. Come on. Yes! Yes! Okay. That's good. Good toy. Silver League. I suspect Amazon is charging an extra $3 on the Voyagers because those ones are all coming from Amazon.com's American warehouse, and, like, that's the weird way they're dealing with the exchange rate. It's also why I've not been ordering any of them off Amazon, because I'm not paying $43 for a Voyager. Not on your life, Son, sucker, sister, child. Percy Constance, it hid your exclamation. I'm gonna go show that. It's still on my chat screen. I can still see it. There we go. I fixed it. And I got this thing. I saw a thing on the Repro Labels Facebook group where someone added red paint to this, and it made it look pretty cool. Yeah, that's a good Soundwave robot mode. I'm not gonna like sit here, I think, and try to. Should I sit here and try to figure out the transformations? We'll be here for a long time if I just try to do this without looking at all at the instruction book. It's gonna be messy. I don't know. I'll fiddle around. Oh yeah, that Amazon Jetfire, I kind of just jumped on it, Silver Leagues. Yes, 25% off pre-orders on Jetfire. I'm like, that's the sale I'm waiting for on any mainline toy. I'll just do this, I guess. Because I'm still one of those, oh, I just want one of every mold. Nice and small scale collecting. Me? I just want one of every mold. Like a, you know, low-key collector. But yeah, it's nice to have found new toys. It's nice to get caught up with everyone. I've really been missing out on the talk around Siege because I just wasn't seeing anywhere. And I didn't want to pay extra to import them. I could see them, I should say, I saw them at TFCon LA, but then it was like dealer room prices, and I didn't want to pay that for them either. I was like, well, I'll see them eventually, surely. I don't want to spend like an extra $10 just to get one as a souvenir. It's like at TFCon in a week and a half or whatever, ish. There's a lot of third-party toys even where I'm like, I'm going to look at them, but I don't know. I'm okay just kind of getting them from Chinese eBay sellers if I really want them. But I'm going to probably be still tempted by some of the New Age stuff, but of late I've kind of really gotten out of the whole thing of like getting toys as souvenirs when I know I could, if I really want the figure for the figure's sake, I could just get it later on. Nothing against doing it, of course. I'm just talking about myself. I'm also just unfolding everything. I'm unfolding everything on here. Yeah, just all of it. Open yourself up for me, Soundwave. Show me everything you've got. I want to see it all. Oh yeah, the charity auction. That's gonna be fun. I hope you have takers on your Soto figures at the charity auction. I gotta hype that stuff up. Oh no, Mike Crow, like, you know, there's some Chinese eBay sellers can be a bit suspect, you know, or I should say some seller accounts. But like, you know, I'm okay just waiting for when like NetCloud gets something in stock or whatever, or because with my like, there's a local dealer guy, Madhouse, who's still kind of operating here, but I was like, I'd try to get it from Madhouse if I could, and then if I didn't have the money at the time, or it was something I'm not interested in except as an impulse thing, I would just like wait a bit. I'm just not in a rush to get anything. I don't think I need to get stuff as it comes out when it's third-party things, unless I'm super hyped, because generally, with some exceptions, a lot of it just ends up, you know, being on the market eventually again. So I don't know. I've tried to eliminate being in a rush from my collecting, because it means that I just can happily glide through. I miss things now and then when everyone's talking about them, but then when I get them, and if I really like them, I'll be like, hey, I got this thing that everyone was talking about before, and I think it's really cool. Then sometimes people are like, hey, I remember that. That was really cool. Hey, be careful about this bit. This bit breaks. And I'm like, hey, thanks for telling me. Woo! We're all having a good time. This is me filling for time while I sort out the order these panels go in. That's way cooler than I was expecting. I really dig that. Yeah, Mike Crow, I do live in Canada. Percy Constance, when it comes to why something is, say, a convention exclusive versus being, I guess, how do I put this, like anything else? Part of it is whether the company thinks that producing it in a high volume for like large retailer stock needs is going to actually go well, or if the retailer will even be interested. Like, sometimes, as I understand it, it's the case where the idea is shopped around a bit and then retailers are uninterested, for instance, or if it's predicted by the company that if, say, we make Zinnia out of the Ocular Max mold in turquoise, will we sell more than a few hundred, or more than like 1,000 or two, or will we sell like, 8,000 for like a big run? I think it's a reasonable assumption that like if they were to produce the Paradrawn colors in larger scale, a whole lot of it would just be kind of sitting at retailers for a while. Nothing against the Paradrawn, I don't think that a lot of people would jump on it, especially in that particular marketplace where people are both ready to spend lots of money but are also incredibly picky about what they spend their money on, if that makes any sense. Wasn't Fans Toys Forge or like whatever, one of those Insecticons just didn't work and they stopped making it? It was one of them, the one that became rare and expensive. It was something like the toy was extremely janky or something like that. There was some production reason someone told me is why that thing got rare and hard to find. I feel like this gun is supposed to be forward, and I feel like these are supposed to be rotated. Maybe like that? Oh, I see. I think? Do I see? Do I see, or do I merely exist? That's a question you can ask yourself, Megatron. Okay, cool. That's neat. Now, what do you do? Do you retract or what? Because you feel jiggly. Oh, well, that's a slice. Hello, Dylan Tooley. You missed a booster box opening, but now I'm just messing with some toys I haven't opened until about a minute ago. And I'm checking the chat here and there. I actually need to quickly go and grab another... I'm going to grab a Perrier. I'll be right back. When I say go to grab it, I'm actually just going over here. This is my living room now, the filming area. So, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm just over by the fridge now getting my little Perrier. Now I'm walking back over here. Now you certainly can hear me. It's like I wasn't even gone. Just grabbing some of this good stuff, yeah. Holly Vieta, do I know of a place where you get Hyper Novae for less than $500? No, Make Toys stuff is one of the... Specifically, Make Toys limited stuff seem to remain quite limited, although I feel like someone stole the mold for that toy. I could have sworn I saw knockoff listings for various colorways off that figure, but I might be wrong. Smashdown is cool. Smashdown's fun. Her packaging doesn't have... There's no bio stuff on any of these packagings, but someone from Hasbro, i.e. brand manager of the card game, said Smashdown's a girl, so Smashdown's a girl. I don't want to mix Perrier with Coke Zero. I do not. I refuse. That's right. That's right, I said it. You asked me to do something, and I said, I refuse. Yeah. Yeah, I refuse. What are you going to do? You going to fight me? Yeah? I refuse. Well, I think I'm funny. How does this plug in over here? What are you telling me? Oh, like that? Well, that's odd. I don't even really get what this is. It seems like something that needed to come with a figure, and they decided to put it with this one. I don't know. I like this mode a lot. I know that no one does, except for the cool people. That's right. But I like... Oh, right. This goes with Megatron to do a thing. Oh, yeah, because it's a little fusion cannon. Look at this. It's got the little bulb on the end. Aw. What was I talking about? Make it a lamp. Yeah, I don't remember where I put the picture. I want to try Starscream next, and then I'll look into lamping him. Okay, so that stick is supposed to go with Megatron. There we go. So, okay, you know what? So it was actually the joke reason I thought of. This is actually the real reason. Yo, Neo Grendel, hello! Yes, we finished opening the packs, and now we've just got Starscream flaunting his physicality at y'all. Yeah, Soundwave Glyph literally says lamppost. Graham, out of context, all I'm seeing is remember there's a hinge. And I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. Although, that's something I would like to just yell at people when they're doing anything in life. Like someone's, you know, doing some construction, mixing some cement, they're about to go apply it, and I'm like, remember there's a hinge! Hey, I found a hinge on Starscream's backpack. Your favorite thing about Siege TCG? No bees. Yeah, there's no Bumblebee in Siege 1. Which just means there's room for a Bumblebee in Siege 2. Am I right? I feel like I'm supposed to be exposing more of Starscream's inner workings before I really get going on some of this stuff. What are my thoughts on... Whoa, what did I just drop? Ah! I just dropped my Smashdown collectible trading card game trading card. What are my thoughts on the new Ape Face? I think it looks really cool, and I'm curious how the neck joint works on the Gorilla mode. Turn it by the wind turbines or something. I mean, I could just take his chest off. So I just heard one of those noises where I'm like, what's that noise? Because it sounds like someone in here moving something. It was just something sliding down something else. But I was like... It's like, hello? Hello, a ghost? What I'll say is trying to feed me timed instructions while you're watching a probably lagged stream is probably not going to work out super well. Because when you say the hinge, I'm going to be like, the what? I'm guessing it's the thing I moved that was behind his head already. Oh, Silver League with Smashdown, like, stores got at least 20 copies a piece of Smashdown, so it's probably going to be a very easy card to get a hold of. Even if you're not all that interested, you'll probably end up just, like, seeing one somewhere for, like, someone was telling me that when I say someone was telling me, that was on this stream, wasn't it? Because I was about to say, I just heard from someone that it was not even that expensive on the aftermarket, and I think that was in this very stream. Izum was saying that. So there is that. If that is of consolation. Here is what I wanted to. I wanted to just see all this. Oh, this little plate. Interesting. Whoop. Listen, do you have a pin in your chest? Huh? You, the one who's snickering over there? No, you don't, do you? You don't have a pin in your chest, do you? You're sitting there going like, where's the... Where's the pin in Starscream's chest? Ridiculous. And then I'm like, hey, you had a pin in your chest? You're like, well, no. And I'm like, uh-huh. Where's the friggin' pin in your chest? Yeah, that's right. Weren't expecting to have that one flipped on yourself, were you? Huh? That's what happens when you judge robots. I feel like these arms are supposed to fold up underneath. And they're not. And something's in the way, and I don't know what it is. Maybe they just don't fold up underneath. I don't know. His instructions are balled up in the rest of the cardboard of his packaging, so I'm never going to be able to see them. Could I just go over there and take them out? Yeah, probably. What do I think of Spinister's double cockpit legs? I think it's adorable. It reminds me, someone else said it, it reminds me of Snarl from Age of Extinction and that little clever trick to like have symmetrical stuff even though the head is actually there. They peg under the wings. Well, I guess we'll find out shortly. If they actually do. Hey, thank you. Sorry, the spring-loaded panel was not being a sentinel tier with me, and I had to manually fold it in. What a bunch of hoo-ha. Gonna talk to the manager about that. Just call me a total Karen. Oh, hey, oh, look at that. There's little tabs there that fit right under the wings. Look at that. Look at the thing I discovered all by myself. Look at that. Oh, well. Hey. Well, won't you look at that? Oh, I did that in the wrong... just demonstrating how, if you were to do it in that order, that'd be the wrong order. Obviously you don't. Obviously you close this up first. And you close that. Oh, look at that. It's like a transformer. Should mention I'm not looking at the chat at all while I was doing that. I'm just going to glance at it now. Oh, look at that. Everyone's proud of me. Excellent. This is a lot nicer in person than in the photos. The photos just didn't look very good. Probably still doesn't work for a lot of folks, but I'm a lot more into this in person. It's the part where the arms actually are tabbing into stuff. Oh, look at that. There's even little holes in the legs for the... Hang on, I gotta do that noise some more. Hang on. Oh, look at that. Oh. Well, hey, oh, look at that. Hang on, I gotta undo some stuff to give me more wiggle room to actually get these tabs in. If I see tabs and I can't put them in, for some reason it really sets me off, and I'm like, I gotta put the tabs in. So just give me a moment here. Give me a hot sec. Give me a New York TikTok. I think we're gonna do these into here first. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll do the wings down into the other things. Yeah, there's like tab slots for everything. Holy moly. Oh, boy. Tuck the wing bits under the... Oh, look at that. Hey, look at that. Oh, boy. I don't know why, Graham, but it hid your hung. I'll go and unhide that. Let's see. I discovered this on my own. Nikolai Evangelist. Can the Starscream review just be that noise? Yes, Holy Vienna. 18 minutes of me just going, oh, look at that, and just like unrelated, out of context clips of me doing this with the jet mode. Yeah, all that stuff tabbing together feels really good. And we're gonna put his no laser cannons underneath his wingtips there, all cannon-like, and that was cannon with one end that second time I said it. What is the rear cockpit supposed to be? That is the fuel gauge viewing tube fuselage. It's where you can see the amount of fuel in the vehicle at a glance, rather than have to like go into the cockpit and all that stuff. If you know anything about airplanes, you know what I'm talking about. Throw tested. All right. I wasn't expecting that like really gentle thud. I'm really pleased. We'll just leave Starscream there for a second while I have my Perrier. Ah. talking about RKFs down there. If you can get an RKF for under 2,000 yen, I think they're incredible. Some of the more popular character, only some. I've seen some of the popular character ones starting to creep up a little bit. I think at 2,000 yen, RKFs did, like, you know, retail kind of. RKFs felt a little, I don't know. I like RKFs, but I feel way better about them when they're like 1,500 or under. Oh, they're on sale at HLJ. Okay, yeah. Because I got a few of the RKFs as they were coming out now, and then I was watching them show up on Mandarake and just sit there, and I was like, I need to stop buying these on pre-orders. I think they're all right. It's just like you got to try to get them for like, you know, that slightly above candy toy cheap, and they got some stuff going on. I still like Soto a bit more myself. But I do like the RKFs I got. I still would like to get the other Genmu RKFs. Figuarts Zombie Gamer prices are insane. Yeah, you know who's more insane, though, which is really bumming me out, and it seems a little left field? Specifically, Figuarts Shinkocho Seiho Hyper Kabuto is like between 16 to 17,000 yen every single time one shows up on Mandarake. It's killing me. It's killing me. Also, is laser level 2 still super expensive? That is also a bummer if so. Get back here. Get back here. Oh, look at this. This is Percy Constance, would I say the jet mode would look better with that Toy Hacks add-on, or is it fine as it is? I think the Toy Hacks add-on completes it. This little, like, you know, shaven top up here still makes me think this is a nose, primarily, but, you know, an aerodynamic nose. I keep calling it a nose jet. But, like, in person, it's doing it for me. Shinkocho Seiho Kiva is getting a North American release, so it should not maintain a price like 10,000 yen in perpetuity. Like, they had pre-orders for that go up at GameStop. Yeah. Oh, did it already come out? Oh, Bluefin, the Y is Bluefin just release Rider Figuarts up here whenever they can. Sometimes they're not allowed to. Usually ones that are in the midst of airing, they can't, because those would be merchandise for a show. But anyone that isn't for a show that's airing, they usually can bring over here. Oh, but it also not only already came out, but is already sold out. Well, that'll be a problem. That will definitely get in the way of what you're trying to accomplish. Ignore what I just said. That'll make it feel worse. We can deploy some little dudes out the back, right? Right? Yeah. This is what I liked about this, because it's like this is like a battleship with like a deployment bay in the back, and like I'm into that. Anyway, here's my new toy live stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. So I need to go to Harry T and get a couple more copies of the Shockwave upgrade card, and I think I'm going to try double Shockwaves at that upcoming constructed event, because I really want to run them. Or at least I want to try Shockwave, and I want to bring Shadowplay back, but now that I have more Shockwaves and more Optimi to try out, I think Shadowplay will have some better legs. It ended up feeling a little limited to me back in like Wave 1 and Wave 2, but I think it's going to do some stuff in Wave 3. I hope it does. Yeah, Hoops, I'm going to try to come to Three Kingdoms early if I can. I want to playtest some decks with you whilst you're building your own. And now I can do this. Now I can do this! This user you might have heard of on Twitter, sometimes on the chat, a load of hoopla, wherever they are right now. All the pre-releases, carrying this Smash Down. Every time you say something, you're like, hey, I'm not sure if the rules. It was like, you know? And then we're all just like, well, I guess you're a judge. And we're just doing whatever Hoopla says. Doing whatever Hoopla said. And honestly, hey, hold. Look, honestly, a little bit of an abuse of power, if you ask me. You know? A little bit of an abuse of power. Holy crap, flip the head. Well, I don't, okay. Is it really important? Is it really important? I like it better when it's just like, I mean, that does look alright, but I don't mind this. It's like, hey, what's up? Hey, everybody, I'm Smash Down the Hammer. You can place the gray gun on the end of Smashdown's hammer to extend the handle. This is true. This is true. But now we're like taking a toy and interacting their accessories with another toy, and like, is that okay to do? Are the fandom cops going to come after me for this? Now, hang on. This is like Gatai, Grand Smashdown. I'm so pleased. All right, Percy Constance, take it easy. Have a good night. Yeah, Graham, that's the joke I was making. It's the joke I was making. I was making the joke. This is the point of the line. I was making the... it's a good evening. So yeah, that's about it for opening Siege packs. I'm not going to be buying another one of these booster boxes from any of the stores. So it'll probably be Siege 2 when we next have another Boostershred, unless something else comes up. You never know. You know, keep your eyes to the skies. Keep your ears to the corncob ears. That's right. I rhymed ears with ears. What are you going to do about it? But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to try double shockwaves for Wednesday if I can. Other decks I really want to try. I want to figure out how to abuse Hound's trigger. I would really like to run motorcycles. I just don't think that they have the stuff yet. Hi there, Mr. Bumblebot. I am going to TFCon because I live in the city next to where it's happening. So it's like, it's a short bus ride for me. It's actually right on the outskirts of Toronto, basically. So it's in between us and the other city. So I'm definitely going to be at TFCon. I'm going to be there from Thursday till Monday. Although, if you are going to be downtown in Toronto, you might just, and you're there like really early, before Thursday, you might just see me if you're walking around anyway, because I live here. So, you know, if I'm out grocery shopping and you're out touristing and we cross paths, then, you know, say hello. At TFCon, one place I will definitely be, that I know of, is, whatever TCG stuff is happening, I want to be a player at those TCG events. So, if you play the TCG, let's play some TCG. I saw this on my community post. I should reply to that directly, but if you've never played the TCG and you want to learn how, I've given demos of how to play the TCG several times, and I feel like I'm okay at it. And the new starter set they put out with Bumblebee, Megatron, Windblade, and Starscream is a very good demoing starter set, so I always have a copy of that, like, just with me. I bought 2 of them, so I could just have one always there. With the characters, so I can use that to teach you pretty darn well, I think. It's a very good teaching set in that basically whoever picked Decepticons goes first, and when you go to do the first attack, and I explain to you how that works, because of how the cards are made, I also then get to explain to you at least 3 or 4 other rules that just pass by us as we're talking about your first attack. It's very smooth. I really like it. Does Smashdown with a Soundwave attachment look good with Magnus? I would assume so. I don't have a Magnus nearby. I just got these 2 jokers near here, but, you know, if Magnus is about, you know, slightly bigger than this, you know, Magnus is about that tall, then yeah, I think that would work. In a pinch. The main thing is just if I'm in the TCG room and I'm not already playing, I'm down for giving a demo. If I'm in the midst of playing, then I want to finish the game I'm playing first. And if I have to run to do anything panels-wise or anything, which I'm not sure about yet, I need to prioritize that. But, you know, there's always going to be time to do demos, and I would like to teach you the game. It's a very good game. I don't know card games intensely well, as far as being like a super awesome card gamesist. But my understanding from people who play a lot more card games than me is we ended up getting a good one. I just noticed there was a little bridge here to flip out. That just caught my eye, and I want to get that out. But, you know, we ended up with a card game that was designed by the people who work on Magic the Gathering, and they actually put their all into it. I popped that off the friction joint. You know, Ken Nagel he's got some experience in this matter, and he takes Transformers game seriously. You know, it's not a side gig. So we got really lucky, I think. The only downside of the game is that it is a trading... I keep pulling these off. It is a trading card game. You know, it's a blind-packed booster pack game. So unfortunately, if that isn't cool with you, I can't help. And I don't disagree with you either. I wish there was a way for it to be less randomized and be more of an LCG, but as I think we talked about in the last stream, LCGs just don't seem to be a thing in the current marketplace, unfortunately. They all seem to be falling down. And I think it was Wreck and Roll mentioned that LCG communities tend to kind of cannibalize themselves a little bit, going from LCG to LCG. And like I said, I only just got back into tabletop stuff like last year, so I honestly am not any kind of expert, but we ended up with, as far as I can tell, and as far as I've heard, of a really good game that also happens to be Transformers, and I think that's awesome. Gigatwin, yeah, the that Blaster Soundwave 2-pack using Metroplex's deployment thing, like, I don't think I could really take credit for it. I think it's like anyone who was into the game when Metroplex came out probably came to a similar conclusion of like, this is probably going to be for cassettes. I like it when they're angled like that. That's just really cool. And he's got a little bridge. He's got a teeny little bridge up there. That's adorable. Yeah, sorry, I just saw this. Rider Skullman, when I sort the cards. So I actually do it both ways. When I sort my cards, when I'm first opening a new set of this game, now that I've done it 3 times, like when I sort them, it's kind of by the numbers, but then when I'm sorting cards out of freshly opened packs, I will do it by rarity first, because after a box and a half, I'm pretty much, you know, done getting my playsets of the commons, so I just sort these on their own alphabetically into a big, like, separate little box of, like, just dupe commons, and then eventually, you know, shortly afterwards, same thing happens with the uncommons, and then eventually the same thing happens with the rares. So my playsets I keep alphabetical in the binder, my first playset. My second playsets, I'm experimenting with keeping them divided by type, in little boxes, to see if that does anything, to help me build decks faster. But then my dupes, I will keep by rarity and then by number. And I generally sort them like that naturally, like it sort of just idly happens while I'm like listening to podcasts or watching videos that you can kind of listen to. You know, I like old V-Build streams, for instance, like, you know, people have said, like, I'll turn these on and I'll do something else. And I'm like, yeah, I do that with lengthy, talky videos. This very stream, in fact, probably someone's doing that right now. Someone in the future, where right now means right now, but in the future is doing that right now. Have I heard of the display stands that are going to be there? You mean at TFCon? I have not heard anything about display stands. Yeah, you're doing it right now, actually, Rider Skullman. I saw that. We're doing, what do they call it? Secondary, viewer engagement. And then a Google person would be like, this is where you should say something that makes them want to go click on the tab so they can see what you're talking about. So I'm like, that's where you go like, as you can see right here, I'd want to take this card and just put it back here because the letter Q comes after the letter P. Okay, that's not a great example, but you know what I mean. Have I tried the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls game? I kickstarted that, or was it, I personally funded that. I was a Kickstarter backer on that, Donald Engine 9. So I've got the whole Kickstarter package with the gold trim box, and I bought sleeves for all of them, because I like Binding of Isaac a lot, and I still have never played it. Which, honestly, I am one of those people who tends to buy more games than I get to actually play when they're all, you know, nice sleevable packages. And I'm trying to hold off on doing that now. I'm trying to control myself a bit more. But I do have a copy of it. I would like to play it. I heard it is like very political MTG Commander, but it's built like that from the ground up to kind of be like a good chunk of the game is you and your friends kind of messing with each other. But it also seems like the kind of game where it is so self-contained in its box that likely if you know someone who wants to play it, they also have a copy and you don't need to bring yours. K-Rider Blues, you're... Oh, okay, Percy Constance, you are right now, but before you were, but now you're later, but still right now. Yes, obviously. K-Rider Blues, you're currently taking apart and bagging all of your Lego Batman movie sets. I did that with my Lego movie sets a while back, and I put them all into storage, because I didn't know what to do with them. And then I still have just enough unbuilt Lego that I'm still cold turkey on Lego and Mega Bloks. It was fun, but I was getting way too carried away just buying stuff because of the idea that I would build it sometime, and that's not good when you live in you know, a Toronto apartment. I say that while also collecting card games and having very large figures just all standing around messily. Noticing the card, would I say Siege Ratchet is too white? Sorry, it's the times in 2019. That made me chuckle. I don't know. I mean, I saw that one picture of the toy from, like, someone had a test shot on their desk. I don't know. When I think Ratchet, I kind of think white. So I don't know. It's not like I'm going to say he's perfect. I just, like, that's... I guess I'd say I don't think he's too white, but, like, not in a way where I'd argue that he is not too white, if that makes any sense. Waveside says R.I.P. Tenkai Knights. Oh my god, yeah. I don't know what to do with them. I still think they're fascinating, but I think I need to just put them into a big-ass, like, Ziploc freezer bag and stick them in my storage unit, because they're taking up a storage box on my shelf that I would like to put something more relevant into. And I don't think anyone will ever buy them, and I still think they're interesting enough that I'd like to have those little, like, transformable Lego bricks around. And I don't think anyone at a charity auction is ever going to touch Tenkai Knights. There's other things I could put in that charity auction, which I haven't thought... Oh, no, I had an idea I was going to put in there. I got to do that still. Ooh! My laptop just ran out of power, so I'm going to go over to the phone. My laptop was not plugged in. I just had it over here on battery. Just going to move it past y'all. Close it up. I can still see the chat on the phone. But that might be a hint to me to go and clean this up a bit and then get some other stuff done. I don't want to put a big pile of things in a charity auction someone's going to buy for $1. That's not in the spirit. I'm trying to raise that money. Like, maybe if I had more relevance to Tenkai Knights and I could be like, I got Johnny Young Bosch, voice actor of whoever the main character was, if I'm remembering that correctly, to autograph this Lego brick, and it's in the lot as well, then I could maybe try to get all the Johnny Young Bosch fans. But I want to put something in the charity auction that will make more than $1. I'll just stick that there, I guess. When you think of Ratchet, you think of a more even ratio of red to white. I guess for any modern Ratchet, that's actually quite true. It's G1 Ratchet, who's, like, a big blocky white man. Fred Bob, do you think Siege Red Wing is worth being made, or should Hasbro have made a more popular Seeker? I guess my question is, like, well, who's more popular? I mean, obviously, one could say, you know, Sunstorm and Acid Storm, but that's not Ion Storm, so y'all are wrong! I think Red Wing is the perfect kind of thing for a Pulse exclusive, in that it's, like, it's sitting there in that limited, I assume, pseudo made-to-order, space. And as far as I can tell, there are a lot of people who are super jazzed about Red Wing, and I don't want to take that away from them. Even though Ion Storm is definitely now, as of this game, more on my mind. Well, I should say, with the unbuilt bricks I'm hoarding, I still someday believe I will do a thing with them that is relevant to media making, and I would like to do it still. I don't know if I will anytime soon, but I want the possibility to be there. I gotta drag this down to see this. Hasbro should have made Nautica out of that? I mean, maybe. Action Master Color Thundercracker, yes, but that's one of those ones where, like, I have to admit to the world that those of us who want that are probably fewer in number than we'd like to be, even though we're the ones who are right, and history will show that. You know, Omega Supreme, Rapido, Action Master Thundercracker. You know, we are right. We are correct, objectively, in the eyes of those who matter, but, you know, the rest of the world hasn't caught up to us yet. That's just... Choosing Red Wing over Sunstorm tells me that they believe Sunstorm deserves a wider release than a Pulse exclusive. Either that, or they don't think he looks very good in Sunstorm colors. Oh, Red Wing isn't a Pulse exclusive, he's a Target exclusive. Right. I always think he's a Pulse exclusive. But he's a Target exclusive and he's in Target colors. That's why. Yeah, I'm hitting the desk a bunch now. Where'd my Perrier go? It's on the floor. Ew. Floor Perrier. I heard Vangelis drinks Perrier he finds on the floor. Ew. What a bourgeois. Or was the Target listing a mistake? That's the last thing I read. Oh, it was pulled. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna be the ones who sell it and they weren't supposed to. I didn't keep up with that because I admit I'm not super interested in Red Wing myself. That's just me, though. Don't tell the Red Wing fans I said that, or they will sink their fangs, as I said just a second ago, right into my flesh. And we don't want to have that happen. Red Wing fans can be brutal. Oh, okay, Graham shipped today. So Graham has an illegal toy. Obviously. So there's this little nipple here on the end of Smashdown's effect part. I mean, I could stick another effect part on. Oh no, those are holes, not. No, there were ones with pegs as well, right? Like I could stick a little gunfire thing on there, so it could just be like, pff. Like. Pff. I could stick another. Wait. Yes. I'm very proud of myself. I hope you are too. Anyway, yeah, Fred Bob, I felt that way when I saw Red Wing as well. He does remind me a lot of Armada Starscream. Is Red Wing a Decepticon or an Autobot? I'm asking because I don't want to go look it up, and y'all are right here, right now. And y'all tend to know better than me when I don't remember something. He's a Decepticon. Okay. Wow. That was in response to Red Wing ellipses is a mistake. I'm really happy with my gun that I made. He's a Maximal. Obviously. Hello, Lorenz! I'm actually nearing the end of this thing, unfortunately. I'm getting into that thing again where I just like sitting here staring at the chat and talking to it. And I got some stuff I really should try to do before I go to sleep. But I'm very bad at having discipline. So how do I resolve that? Oh, this is shaking when I do this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting sitting around here. I could... I'm trying to figure out a color scheme on these Monster Apocalypse things. Here's what I've got so far. I've been painting this little tank to be turquoise and gunmetal, and I want to do the front and back gunmetal tread covers. I want to do the contrast paint turquoise over those, so they're like a dark metallic turquoise or turquoise. I think that's the color scheme I'm going to go for with this faction out of Monster Apocalypse. Guard. I've just been messing around with colors, just seeing how they look. This is the jetpack that goes with Defender X. This fella. So I want to have this fella, but like in these colors. So I was thinking of like Super Robot or Transformers homages to do, but then I was like, what if I just pick colors that I think look good together? Because that's simpler. So I think I'm just going to go for gunmetal-y turquoise and this light kind of turquoisey blue for my guard. And I got a little Cthulhu man. I'm going to do this one up with some green and probably some green and pink. I've been finding with miniatures, I'm really enjoying painting things in very, very bright colors. Which is weird. My aesthetic is usually like dark and brooding, but like using dark and brooding techniques but with very bright colors is feeling like it's kind of the thing I want to do. My nids aren't nearby. I like my Tyranid things I put up on Twitter. The kind of teal and pink bug insects. I'm enjoying that. Gokai Silver says, go to sleep, Chris, is 1 in the morning. Is it really 1 in the morning, though? Or is it like 1 in the cosmos? I.e., we are all one with the cosmos. And the morning is just a construct of, it's a social construct we came up with to try to control the flow of information. I hit a particular Asian on the end of that, which made me sound very funny to my own ears. Yeah, it's only 17 past 1 in the cosmos. How do I feel about first-degree murder? You shouldn't do it. It's probably bad. Anyone think they're going to retool Kuro-Karakuri Starsaber into Nova Prime? I think that it's going to be like, we figure out if the Kuro-Karakuri molds are even retoolable, given how intricate they are. Well, second-degree murder is kind of just like it's a crummier first-degree murder. They both suck. Like, personally, if you're watching this channel, my advice to you is don't commit murder. I personally would suggest that. That Armada Prime we saw way back is a mystery. We haven't seen anything since then. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Megatronus they're doing. You could say it was a mystery of Convoy, Silverlink. You could. Do I think a TCG Starsaber should be a regular card, or a 3-sided card, or a combiner of some kind? I think with the way the TCG works, it should probably just be a 2-sided card. I think keeping the focus on him just being a jet or a robot will be easier, but if they come up with a wider subsystem about robots who power up to get bigger and work in some of the power of the Primes guys, then I could see Starsaber being part of that as well. TCG 6-shot, I think, should be a very long, multi-foldable pamphlet of a card. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I would definitely want it to be a 6-sided card if possible. Skybite says 90-degree murder is always right. Like I said, when we add more degrees, yes, you know, on the outset, seems like it's cooler. But like, are we making it cooler, or are we just adding more layers to hide the confusion that lies within? He'll just be a giant cube. That would be a 6-sided card A cube would... A cube card! 90-degree murder is on the right angle, though. Oh, because it's perpendicular 90-degree angles. Kind of like that. Well, that's a mathematical note, if there ever was one. Oh, go 90. Anyway, I should probably move on from here before we hit the 3-hour mark, which is 25 minutes away. So, I want to thank you all for sticking around with this stream and taking part again, or for taking part for the first time, or just taking part like you did sometime in the indeterminate past. As I said, I am, for now, definitely not going to be doing, like, next week another Siege booster box opening, so I'm not sure when I'll stream again, but I'll figure out some reason to do it for some reason. I would like to do a stream out of TFCon if I can get the internet to work there, but, you know, I never really know how that's going to turn out until the moment. I've submitted some panels to TFCon, but I don't know which ones have been approved for the schedule yet, so I can't guarantee I've got panels going on at TFCon, but I did put in a bunch. So I suspect at least one of them will happen, but, you know, we'll see. If I do a panel at TFCon, I will try to stream it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but if I do, it'll probably just be like I usually do, just putting the webcam on a stick on the end of the table, so it's not really going to be made for the stream. It's just going to be a way for y'all to peek in if you can't make it to TFCon. The 3-hour mark, aka a wrestling fan. Oh, boy. Am I planning to go, Holly Vienna, am I planning to go to TFCon DC? I am not, unfortunately. It's a bit much. The LA trip earlier this year was kind of a dent in that being able to happen later this year. And if I do a trip later this year, I really would prefer for it to be PAX Unplugged for the Energon Invitational. Whether or not I make it in, I would still like to go to hang out with other folks there, to try one more time in that last-minute qualifier, and to be on hand to see how it goes. So if I have to pick between the two, like, I'd kind of like to do PAX Unplugged, because I've never done PAX Unplugged. And that's also if I can even do that. Like, I've been bouncing around a little bit. I haven't been to Germany since, like, 2006, and my mom and I are both kind of thinking, should we pop back to Germany and have a look around? So I'm not sure, but TFCon DC, it just seems very unlikely at the moment. My apologies if that's where any of y'all are going to be. Just tell me how it was if I don't make it. This is real weird. Sorry, I've been staring at this while I was talking. This is kind of odd. Like, it's a tail. Bulls have tails. And I told Hoopla, like, oh, it's just a tail. But, like, now that I've actually seen how this works myself, I'm like, yeah, it is kind of weird. It's very early Lost Exo Realm fans project. The handle kind of just chilling out. Yeah, Graham, also, yeah, it's no one's fault that's watching this, but traveling to the States is also something that I'm a little bit more, I don't want to do it as, like, super often right now. I'd like to pick my events and kind of stick to the events. Yeah, very core-esque Percy Constance, that's what I was thinking. Well, I think, is it not like the bull is male bovine? And then, yeah. It's like with, I was going to be like, it's like with the chickens and the roosters. It's like with the deers and the antler deers. Does. The does and the deer. The deers and the bucks. The bucks and does. Yes, bucks and does. Stags. Cow? I hope the chat replay is working. That's going to be really weird in the archive. Horse! Yes, Donald Engine 9. Anyway. Jeep? For those of you who are chilling out here, I probably don't need to tell you this, but for those of you who are still watching the archive and actually looking at the screen, because you're a superhero, just remember that if you want to know more about when these streams are happening, because I don't really do them at a regular timing right now, you'll want to this, you know, the ding-a-ling-a-ling notifications, click drop-down menu, and if it's still that way this week, drop-down menu, and etc. Hit the ring the and I drop my other cards. These ones are important too, because if you gotta hang on, where'd it go? You gotta you gotta hit that so that you get the fresh content. I'm really happy I didn't lose these. I don't know, because I forgot about it until I saw them again, like how I was writing on them with a thinner pen, and I was like, well, no one will see this, so I just wrote over top with a thicker pen. Good times. And you can't do that anymore, because the cards all have a toy advertisement on them now. The Canadian advertisement, I forgot actually to do this. The Canadian advertisement is the same as the American one, because by the time you see this, you've already purchased the pack, so this didn't need to be multilingualated the way that the outside stuff did. Ryder Skullman, have a good 3-hour power sleep. And the rest of you, have a good night, whatever it is you're up to, and we'll talk to you all later. Have a good one. Ciao.